gave myself like a middle school like certificate of achievement award on the back for development of products. I signed it myself.
Hold on, let me see real quick.
It got like a whole like certificate of like achievement award.
Like you used to get free pizzas for reading?
Yeah. Someone. This was the first piece I sold 1,000 units of, so I was like, I need to get that.
Wait, what do you mean? You sold the chain?
No, it was a piggy bank.
Oh, you sold 1,000 units of that.
Yeah, the first prior
Man,
sold 1,000.
I gotta start celebrating more. That's cool, dude. That's cool, man. I've never done that. That's
get a chain to represent the drop.
Yeah.
Can I see the front of it?
SpongeBob.
Enamel with
trapped out SpongeBob.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You've seen that meme. It's a GIF.
Yeah.
It's a GIF now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Smart.
Wait, is that the flower as the pen? Like
yeah. The bell. Yeah. I had to. I also have a pinky ring that's Patrick Star. I see a lot of rappers wear the star rings and shit.
Oh, so you got a Patrick Star.
Man, I'll do that. I'm gonna get Patrick Star. Yeah.
See, this is what you.
I have like the brass casting of it. It's not made yet, but it's gonna get made. What? No one's ever made that.
It's gonna get made. What? Oh, hell yeah, dude. See, when I see, that's when I knew I was like, oh, this feels cool. When I came to your office, I'm like, look how many toys and fun shits around.
Yeah.
That's when you know.
I'm afraid I'm a hoarder now.
Me too. Put a lot in a box and just put it in my garage.
Yeah.
I can't keep staring at it. It's like when ants are everywhere. It's like, fool, how do I clean it?
Yeah, just everywhere.
And then I start feeling like those people on TV. Big time. Okay, my hoarders.
Oh, yeah.
I start feeling like hoarder.
Yeah.
And then I see my sister's room.
I'm afraid it's going to go from like Bearbricks to like Taco Bell napkins.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That.
Like, I don't want that shit like...
Just the tray. It's a Taco Bell tray from 1988. that's my sister. You know,
for 2024.
Dude, my sister collects laser discs. Have you ever seen how big they are? They're this.
I don't
big
even know
for
what
movies.
the fuck that is.
Movies like laser disc movies. They're this. It looks like. Hey, you ever seen Harriet the Spy?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when they go to that weird lady's house? There's bottles all over her yard. That's what my sister's room looks like.
Oh, shit.
My sister hand painted her entire room and house with a sponge. Like she dots it with sponges and then makes. I'm pretty sure she has something wrong with her brain, but she's normal, I guess.
To say the least.
But I watched her do it for like 4 days.
Yeah.
You painted your whole room with sponges. Okay. It looked cool.
Yeah.
But sorry, we started off real odd. Let's get started.
Oh, we're already on this?
We're already on. Let's go. Let's go.
Cool.
Guys,
sounds good.
I don't even know your first name. You know that?
My first, you want to guess? I want you to guess. It's a fun game. It's not Blazzy.
Jaime.
Close.
Is it?
It's even more Mexican.
Is it more than that?
Miguel.
Oh, that's not too bad. It's the American Michael.
Miguel Longhead.
Okay, never
Miguel
mind.
Angel.
It's basically Mexican Michelangelo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Literally.
Miguel, how do you say it?
Miguel Longhead.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That sounds like a rapper name.
It does.
Oh, God.
He comes out fucking with cowboy hat.
I got rocking for sure.
Damn. Okay, so that's your first name.
Yeah, people often think that like my real name's Blazzy. Like, I don't know what universe you're going to find that name at.
ChatGPT told me your real name was Blazzy.
Oh, my God. Well, shout out to ChatGPT for keeping it low key.
You know what? I never
wild.
asked you that, and I just thought it was odd when I was doing some notes. I went, I asked this fool's whole name. What's your name? O'Shea? Nah, Ice Cube, man. It might have been something crazy. You never know. I like that though. That's just a hard ass name.
Yeah, my whole life, no one's ever really like called me Miguel. Not even my family. My family nickname is Mikey. And then that like carried on to middle school, and by high school, people knew me as like Sandblaster.
Sandblaster? Why?
It's even the longest.
Nah, we need. Was it a work thing?
No,
Okay,
no, I wasn't working
know.
for shit at that time, 9th grade. No, but so let me paint the picture for you. It's like 2009, 2010, right? I'm in 9th grade, and you know, Urban Dictionary is taking off, and there's this phrase on there called strawberry shortcake, right?
What's it mean?
It's some weird sexual shit.
Oh, okay.
You could only understand as an 8th grader.
But short. I mean, imagine somebody starts to bleed.
Donkey punch, it's all these like stupid sex moves. So there was one called like Arabian Sandstorm, and I was just around the skate park just sharing all the. Oh, you know what this is? You know what that is? And someone just told me, "Hey, shut up, Arabian Sandblaster." They didn't even say it Sandstorm correctly. And then the whole thing, like, hey, Sandblaster. And then yeah. So I was writing that through high school. I was doing street art under that name, just putting up wheat paste and stencils around the city. And then I realized, like, damn, you can't really get too far with a name like that.
Dude.
What kind of name
Not
is
even
that?
Arabian.
So, exactly, for one, right? So I started breaking down the name. I looked at Kanye, which is a weird, like, source of inspiration in 2025. But in 2011, when I was in high school, it was prime, you know? And I was inspired by the fact he went by Kanye, then Yeezy, then Ye. I'm like, whoa, that's hard. So when Sandblaster to Blazzy to Blazzy.
Wow.
That's how you got this fucking
That's
name?
Blazzy math right there for you. Yeah.
The breakdown. Mine was fat bitch. Tom. No, I was kidding. Damn. All right. So Kanye, thank you. That fool's going hard, dude. He's going so fucking hard and doubling down.
Bro, if you told me 5 years ago, if you told me 6 months ago, you could tell me this. But like 5 years ago,
Not even 1% though.
no, I would have not have guessed it.
It's like a Family Guy thing.
Yeah, you have seen like flashes in the pan from this like years prior, but he was always able to like handle it. You know, I remember in like 2017, 2016, he had went on tour with Kid Cudi. He did a whole rant in Sacramento for like 30 minutes and didn't perform a single song. Checked into a mental hospital the next day.
Right after?
Yeah.
That's self-awareness though.
Yeah. At one point, right. You know what I'm
It all
saying?
started with the George Bush shit, though, if you remember that.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what really
Michael
kicked it
Myers?
off.
Mike Myers? Dr. Evil? I'm Canadian, dog.
For real. Yeah, and even if you look at that moment, like a homie brought up something very interesting. He reminded me that it's like he got in that car crash right around that same time, you know, and his mother passed. He went through a lot of like canon moments, canon events that like kind of transpired to him losing his mind.
Yeah.
It's wild to see it kind of lead to this because at one point it was genius, you know what I mean? It was dropping Yeezus. He had his shoes coming out. Everything he had the Midas touch, right? Everything he could touch turned into gold. But after a certain while, man, it starts getting spoiled. It's kind of I want to like blame it on the yes men. You know what I mean? There's something you could. It's also a lot of responsibility he has to take on upon himself.
About his
like
narcissism and ego and stuff.
I think
that's definitely a factor.
Nobody else has ever experienced it besides Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like, I can do anything I want. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You can. Oh my god. You can. Fuck. Yeah, we don't experience that. You don't know what that does to you.
Yeah.
Imagine being a kid and going, teacher gave you free range to run the class. Like, who's Jewish in this class? That's the first thing that would happen. Like, you ever seen Lord of the Flies? Look what happens when the kids take over. They kill the kid.
That's a perfect example. For real.
Dude, he has the whole world in his hands and goes, I'll create gold with anything I touch. Like you said.
Yeah.
Shoes, $1 million a minute. I just made him up. Yeah, I get it. He went nuts.
And here's the thing, as a designer, that's every designer's like bucket list is like, boy, I'm gonna work with Kanye one day. What we gonna make some shoes? We gonna be best friends. You know what I mean? And now it's like, is there even a it seems like he's very difficult to work with. You know what I mean?
It's
Ask Adidas, right? Ask anybody.
yeah. It seems like he's a little off the deep end, dude.
Thank you
nicest
so
way you
much
could
for
say
this,
that.
by the way.
Yes, sir.
I was just telling Thomas outside that I didn't even know they made the vibes this chunky. What? This shit look like a crayon.
Yeah, no. Do they have another one that's like 3 fingers together?
Can you
Three
smoke
and a half.
that?
Yeah, it's just anything over 3 grams, you're just getting heat. You're getting a lot of heat. Like,
Yeah.
because the cherry gets so big, so once it gets down to here, it's like it's almost a chore.
Do you think that it still has that same effect when it comes to blunts? I think when you gorilla finger it
I
up,
think blunts are okay because they control that heat better, like construction paper,
Yeah.
versus like parchment paper.
right.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, when joints, you for sure want to keep it under like 2 grams or something like that.
I like.
right?
I like.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
No, but for sure, 2 grams is perfect. Like this slightly chunkier.
That's a good 2.2 right there.
This one, yeah, I would say 2.2.
You're a heavy smoker?
Oh, go for it. I got like.
I have my like days. There's days where I'll smoke like a half an ounce, and there's just days where it's like I don't feel like rolling up.
Yeah,
I'll hit
That's
this
my number
fucking
one thing.
this promo pen
I don't
on my
wanna roll
table.
anything, dude.
Yeah.
It's like because I get like high. Do you ever get that? I get highs from weed.
Yeah, you know what? You never want to. Something about like weed in the last 5 years is it hurts your eyes. I don't know. Yeah, if you're over here breaking weed, and even just rub your eye for a second, you're done for. You might as well rub the pepper. Yeah, you know.
No, it's true. You see it on this show. Like I'll get big, and then I'll go down like 30 minutes later.
That's horrible. Yeah, that sucks. But as far as smoking, yeah, I think I'm like at my peak though for sure. As far as like smoking weed, I don't think I've ever smoked more than I do right now.
You smoking your whole life?
That's cool.
Well, here's the funny thing. Hold on, let me take a hit of this.
Well, here's the funny thing. When I was a child,
so when I was in 9th grade, that's when I started smoking weed. Right? I had found out about it just like everyone else found out. You know,
who did it to you?
My neighbor. Everybody's fucking neighbor did it, bro.
How much older was he? 3 years?
He's my age. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
He was just a bad influence, man. Free my dog YG, bro.
Free my dog.
Yeah, he's just
a bad influence. I want you to get out soon. Fuck.
But yeah, no, I was smoking from like 9th to 10th grade, and I got caught smoking weed.
By who?
My mom. She's
super Mexican.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
are you first generation?
First gen.
She got your ass.
So she thought it was like heroin. She thought it was in an alleyway, like slamming down or something like that, and she freaked out. My brother kind of like showed her my phone. He had like his suspicions, like 2 years older than me. Aww. Yeah, bitch ass brother, bro. Shout out to Anthony. I love you.
Shout out to. Oh, does he smoke now? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
sure you do.
So, you know, my mom like freaks out, puts me into drug counseling, and it didn't help that my grandma was dying at the time. Right. This is like I was like 15.
Of being old.
Cancer.
Oh.
Being old. Yeah. Rest in peace, my grandma. And during this, my mom's the youngest child of like a big ass Mexican household, like a dozen kids. You know, I have like a bunch of uncles and aunts, and she took it the hardest, right? So like she was crushed knowing that I was smoking weed while she was in Sacramento, like helping out my grandma, and she resented that moment so much. She like damn near hated me, so I felt really guilty during that time. So I went to drug counseling, but I was also doing like NOS and Coke and like drinking.
Thank God
shit.
You found me smoking weed.
And here's the worst part about and I had a conversation with my mom about this recently. It's like those like drug counseling classes, communities, programs, they're great for like kids that maybe are abusing Xanax, they're on dope, you know what I mean? They're smoking meth or some shit. You should really take your kids for that, not for smoking weed. Because what happened was I was in a room full of people on probation, full of people on really tough drugs, people who are on like suicide watch, and I'm over here having this little weed problem, and they're putting me onto all these badass drugs. You know what I mean? So there was this funky dude in there selling me spice. This was 2010. You know what I mean?
Did you smoke it?
Yes. I smoked it a handful of times.
Me too.
But it was one of those things where I wouldn't have been exposed to that if I wasn't in that program. And I continued not smoking weed throughout high school up until I was 18, 19 years old. And from there, it like crescendoed into like a blunt every other day to, you know, where we're at now with like half an ounce or something like that. But
so blame your mom is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I be telling my mom.
Blame your mom.
Because I be pushing up high sometimes on my mom's crib. Like I'll never smoke in front of her. I still can't like get past that. But she'll know when I'm faded, and like we're so past we're like years past the conversation of like, mijo, you're gonna fuck your life up. You know what I mean? Like she sees me pay, man. She's me doing my thing, you know. So she can't really trip on it too hard. But I was telling her, it's like, bro, you like an environment like that ain't good for like someone like myself, you know. Especially if like you're smoking weed out of curiosity, you're just gonna be like, oh, the fuck, this shit don't come out of my drug test. Let me try this shit, you know?
Hell yeah, spices. Don't smoke spice.
The worst
spice
part,
is trash.
yeah, do not.
Don't
yeah, please never.
Just be sober.
The worst part is like the smoke shops in the hood were just selling it to us. You know what I mean?
Too.
Whether it was like Imperial Swap Meet, which they took down, or the Compton Swap Meet, it was like $2, $3 packs, and it was the worst shit ever, bro.
Little Blackfish Food Flakes.
Yeah, bro, they be selling that shit at the liquor store, and like that shit fucked my homie up really bad. You know?
Spice is bad, dude.
It's
it's unpredictable.
You smoke bowls of it?
Oh yeah, put it on top of my weed.
Yeah,
I could taste it right now.
It was with like an apple we would fuck it up with.
Oh yeah, you were underage.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we'll take it
spice out of an apple.
Yeah, steal an apple from the market, hop on the train station, and just get lit.
Where were you born?
94.
No, where?
I mean, I always had this conversation like, what do you say where you're born, like in the general area? Because I'm born in Montebello. Okay. That's like a little bit east of East LA, but I have no association. Like I never spent a day in Montebello.
Oh, so where'd you grow up?
Southgate, Paramount area. Gotcha. Yeah. My whole life till I was like 24, 25. But that area totally crafted and molded me into who I am today for sure.
I think Los Angeles, LA kids in general are just different. Because you guys are California kids, but you're also metropolitan kids. Yeah. Where you're like, I take the bus. Like, what do you mean you take the bus? I've never been on a bus in Los Angeles.
You don't want to.
No, I've been on the public bus a few times when I was a kid, but like it's 4 or 5 miles long. I'll just jog to my homies.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting 45 minutes for the next bus.
You know what it was? Is like when you give a 15-year-old kid who lives like 15 minutes outside of downtown, like a bus pass and like a map of where the trains lead you, and you find out, oh, Hollywood's fucking an hour away on a train. Fuck it. I never been.
You had nothing else to do anyway.
Venice Beach, I love the doors. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we would like I learned very early on like the kind of like the map and the lay of the land when it comes to Los Angeles, like throughout high school. It also helped too, like the first job I got out after went to school was just door-to-door sales. So that's when I really cable. I was that annoying jackass. Oh. I did commission only. Yeah, we knocked on like so many doors from Bakersfield to San Diego. Grimy, $100 per sale. You might get one a day. But you know what?
What a gamble.
Yeah. It develops thick skin for yourself, and it also allows you to talk to different people. For someone from Paramount who only lived in Paramount, you're only gonna know Mexican kids around your age. Yeah. You're not gonna understand other cultures, and that was an opportunity for me to like break my shell and kind of understand how to talk to other people. And it also taught me how to get around Los Angeles for sure. But yeah, I appreciate living out, being from here. I think it also could affect you in a bad way, just because people that I grew up with, they take all this shit for granted. Whereas like someone from Kansas, someone from like Arkansas is able to see this space as like a dream and go ahead and accomplish it, hit it. I've had so many homies who come out from other cities and kill it out here in LA. My homies are still out, in Southgate, Paramount, and it sucks for me to accept that, but sometimes not being from here allows you to kind of like see that dream through, rather than like accepting like, cool, my mom, I'll just stay at her shit forever, like I still live in LA.
It's not, no matter where, it's just a hometown mentality, small town mentality. No matter, you can be in LA but be from Southgate, like, well, I'm from Southgate, not LA. Well, then now you're thinking a little fucked up, like, because in 20 minutes you might be in a movie tomorrow.
Exactly.
You might be a clothing designer next year. Right. You could do anything you want here. Yeah. But people from Kansas, like you say, come here and go, shit's closed at 10. It's open till how? Oh, you know what I'm going to do here? You know what I mean? Like, I take for granted stuff I could do as a kid that was fun, and now I'm like, I'm not driving to go fucking bumper cars. But as a kid, like, bumper cars today? I gotta start appreciating more. Yeah. Because if you just get trapped in work, you're like, now I'm an adult. Now I'm like a grown up. This shit sucks. Like, I want to be able to be hyped about shit that should be hyped about. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you can get hyped at 11 and in your 30s, you're crushing it.
Yeah. No, I the secret, I guess, is just to experience new things you haven't done yet. If you could accomplish that in a weekend, you had a good weekend.
Yes, like, trying new shit.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I love bell peppers now.
Yeah.
You never know. I ate raw bell peppers last week and go raw, and I'm like, oh, bomb.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, oh god. All you gotta eat is just
try shit.
The outside of it. You don't gotta eat them seeds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's just with anything though, like, we started this episode off. In a nutshell, what do you do? Real quick, so I can get into this next question.
I design products and clothing, and I help brands with production, projects.
So like a curator.
Yes. I never see it that way, but yeah.
That's what it is.
For sure.
Culture curation.
Yeah. But I've been doing this for I guess like you would say professionally, like paying my rent and shit since 2018.
Nice.
Yeah. But I've learned so much about myself throughout the process, and you know, it's something that I kind of just picked up slowly but surely. I originally got into it through cover art.
Really?
Yeah, just like I really wanted to make music growing up. I know I play guitar, piano, and I tried rapping when I was like 17, 18. I'm like, damn, my voice is too nasally. This just sounds horrible. You know what? I'm gonna engineer my homies and I'm gonna make cover art for them. So I stuck with that instead.
That's literally what he did.
Yeah.
Okay, you
That's
get
literally
it.
how he started.
You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I want to be in
art.
the music industry, but I can't rap. You know, it's kind of challenging. So stuck to that, and you know, eventually throughout, you know, within like 2-3 years, people just picked up on like, cool, the cover art's sick, but let's start like transferring this artwork into like t-shirts. And you know, for my graphic designers out there, they understand it's kind of like trouble. Well, you would understand yourself. It's like, you know, when you're doing cover art, you're literally thinking within a box. It's a square ratio. You know what I mean? Versus like clothing, it's usually a rectangular dimension that you're working with, you know, as your canvas. And even though it's only like a couple inches difference, it makes all the difference when it comes to designing. Like shit that looks good on cover art might not communicate to apparel, and vice versa.
And for screen print, you got to use Illustrator. So if you're used to using Photoshop, it's a completely different way of designing for print.
100%, and that's kind of where I got lucky, because I came around the time when I started doing t-shirt design specifically, like 2017, 2018. That's when DTG started getting popular. Sick. And on top of that, a lot of like new screen printers were coming out, where it's like, cool, like we could do these Photoshop documents. We're just gonna tax you 12 colors. You know. Which I learned how to like navigate through, but still to this day, like I worked at Chinatown Market, you know, during my journey, and they were frustrated at the fact that I did not know Illustrator. They were like, bro, you stop this Photoshop shit. It's not vectored. You need to go do this shit on this app.
It's a completely different thing you have to learn. As a designer, you're frustrated because you're like, I know what I'm doing over here. I got to learn this whole different way of designing with just color.
It's literally, if you go like from like FL Studio to like whatever Ableton or whatever production app there is, like it's a whole different layout. You know, it's a whole different design style. Like for instance, this is obviously like an Illustrator. They're vector. You know, it's just clean colors. Your shirt, you know,
there's pixels.
Well, on top of that, a screen printer would love to see it and be like, oh, okay, there's 4 reds, there's 3 yellows. I need to throw a white. Okay, it's 8 colors. You know what I'm saying? Versus this, it's very clear that it's only red and white that's getting printed. But yeah, that's how I started, and that's how I still do it. Like I would say like 90%. I've kind of like learned to get into Illustrator, but 90% of my stuff is on Photoshop. Yeah, and it's fun, you know, once you really start to understand how to use it and articulate your ideas, then it just makes it really, really fun. I had fun just working last night on some shit.
Photoshop is making fucking leaps right now.
Yeah.
With the generative stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just telling Rocco, they just made Photoshop free on the iPhone.
No way.
They used to make
That's great
for it, so you can just use Photoshop for free on your iPhone now.
That's so sick. And even like the last 5 years specifically, I've ran into so many designers who just picked this shit up on their phone. Really? I want to shout out a special person. His name's Unathletic. He works for Hellstar, has done a lot of their great artwork. He started on his phone.
Wow.
Like 5-7 years ago. He'll tell you, you know.
That's
and I've hired a couple designers who they came to me with great ideas. You know, they're creative, and they picked up Photoshop alongside with me. So it's really great to see that you know, people using their tools to get them further. So shout out to Adobe for making that available. Even just shout out to the maker of Photoshop. Just that idea of like creating something like that is so crazy to me.
Life changing.
I hope that motherfucker's like shitty rich.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
the jump, that's like the jump from CDs to streaming. It's from making a poster where you're cutting shit out and drawing on a piece of paper and going and making copies of it to doing it on the computer. Like that was the biggest jump.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know everything you guys talked about. I don't know what it does, but I know all the terms. So when you guys are like FL and this, I'm like, I've heard these.
Yeah. You're dealing with designers. You're dealing with the shit all day long. Printers.
Yeah. But I don't remember.
You don't remember no hotkeys and shit like that.
Yes, I always go, my printer always goes, hey, I can't use PNG. I go, well, what do you need? And I'm like, vectorize AI. I go, I know the terms. I don't know what the fuck they are.
You might as well.
But when you said
Chinese.
vectorize and Illustrator, and you went, this is obviously Illustrator. Why? I'm super fucking lost. That's why I just need a cheat sheet right by my computer. AI means this. FL means it or what?
It gets tricky now in 2025 because AI means two things now. It means artificial intelligence. Also means Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what AI file means? Adobe Illustrator file?
Yeah. You're like,
what it
fuck, I
means.
guess.
That's a great point. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I never think artificial intelligence. I always think my designer going or my printer going, hey man, I needed an AI file. I go,
Yeah.
all right, well, I have a JPEG. Is that okay? And JPEG is like an internet picture.
Yeah.
See?
For sure.
You guys, yeah. Man, I'm over here just so lost.
So the way I heard it is like you could break this re-up lighter into like a math equation as far as like, cool, there's a straight line going this way and it curves right here. This, like, if you keep zooming in on this file specifically, you won't stop. It's like those photos, those videos you see on TikTok.
Keep going.
Keep zooming. It does the same, I guess, for a logo. And when it comes to Photoshop, you're working off staircases where it's literally just small boxes of pixels. You zoom in, eventually you'll hit a halt where it's just boxes of just orange and pinks and whites.
A grid, basically.
Exactly. But I didn't know Adobe Illustrator was the way to go until I started working for like these bigger brands, and they're like, "No, I need it like this." I'm like, "Oh." God,
And they want you a file with the colors all separated too. That's where.
That's why it's
okay.
kinda wonky.
That's where I stop. That's where I
really?
stop. Yeah.
My last printer just asked me for that.
You know what?
It's separated by color.
All these screen printers. Sorry if you got to bleep that, but you know they could be jackasses sometimes. They leverage their knowledge upon you, and they realize, okay, this guy doesn't know everything. I'm gonna charge him to vector this file, this white logo, $50, pay for my lunch today. You know what I mean? But and they're the ultimate excuse makers. I'll keep it real. If you want to like learn how to like muster up a great excuse, ask a screen printer. Yeah, you got to be like on their ass every single day. They're great people.
I know that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have to be completely 100% like.
He's waiting.
It's been an hour.
For shit.
It's been an hour. You're done, right? Like, well, like you said, an hour.
Exactly.
That's how I have to be.
You gotta let them know on the 50th minute, like, hey, we're expecting this 10 minutes, right? Because Jesus Christ, they will not communicate to you. But shouts on my screen printers who
despite everything I just said,
who make my products possible, man. Great people for real, man. Shout out Money Merch. Yeah, man.
Now, this is what ChatGPT describes your brand, Nothing Personal, as.
I'm curious.
The brand name reflects the LA street mentality. Business is business. It's nothing personal. It's about making moves in a cutthroat world without losing your authenticity.
I love that. And me personally, I created Nothing Personal to just kind of give that same idea. It's like, man, we're just sharing great ideas and we want things to communicate. We want to share a story every single time. You know what I mean? And authenticity is important for sure. You know what I mean? That's something that you cannot purchase. That's something that gets developed as your brand grows. But I never knew I wonder where ChatGPT bases their information from.
yo, we ChatGPT'd a few things that you think they wouldn't know. But they know.
Guests of the show.
Yeah, they break down entire guests that we've had on here.
It understands the audience's like.
The reason the audience
love for
responds
the
to it because
guest
it's
and
this
why.
and the storytelling of it. It's like as if they are reading comments as the feedback going, okay, now I get what a fan likes. Let me put it with my chat sheet, and then they're going and give you it. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's weird. Watch, in 2 weeks we'll be able to chat GPT this episode.
Yeah. And they're going to be able to get all the information, gauge it and all that.
It already knows everything about you. It gave me like.
What the hell? I want to. Well, it got the name wrong.
It did, yeah, right. That's a good point.
I want to know the other information it provided you, man.
Get your printout here.
Yeah. But yeah, we've been doing the brand since 2019. You know, it took a couple of years of me doing like commissions and design, and like honestly, through that opportunity, I was able to leverage my network. And, you know, a lot of people just started rocking with me by the time I had a brand, just because they already knew me for, like, making stuff for Chinatown, Pleasures, V-Loan, Half Evil, you know, whomever, UMG, you know, all the merch projects. So when they found out I had a brand, it was exciting for them. And then I was really given the opportunity to, like, showcase my creativity on a different level for sure.
It kind of goes back to like Kanye West, he just produces. Oh, he makes music now?
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
But
I have no plans.
But 2020 version, not 2025 version.
Yeah.
Man, I got 4 pairs of Yeezys I look at like, these are stickers on, dude. Fuck, man, can I even rock these?
Yeah.
That's how I feel now. Like,
I know.
am I going to get yelled at?
Yeah.
You're going to have to, like, put a sticker on your shirt like how fools are putting on their
Elon.
Teslas. Yeah.
I bought this before he went crazy. I bought this before our views aligned. I'll just double down on it. Damn. Nah, he's a It's a Family Guy thing. Remember that? Do you watch Family Guy?
Yeah.
There's an old episode where they talk about in 2025, Britney Spears gonna have one leg dancing on social media from diabetes, and they had like a couple other celebrities all messed up. It's like a Family Guy thing with Kanye
How
West.
him in like a black KKK outfit.
I would have never guessed that. And it's not helping his child custody case. You know what I mean? Like he's literally bashing the lawyers as it goes, and like all this porn talk on your story. Bro. Like, bro, you gotta chill. Think about that. I can't believe Dave Blunt's is writing most of this shit too.
I think that's the funniest part about all of this.
I don't understand how that happened. Like,
listen to Dave Blunt's music. It's satire, and I think Kanye West, a lot of this is satire right now.
Oh.
That's what I think.
He linked with Dave as a writer?
Bro.
Yes.
Oh, you hear?
Yes.
I follow his Instagram.
So I forgot. Yeah, Dave Blunt is writing. So apparently Kanye West said the other day, he's like, yeah, me and my cousin used to suck just dicks.
Okay.
Like, all right, that's cool.
That's
cool.
wild,
That's
yeah.
cool. Right.
And I heard like a Dave Blunt's like, I don't know if it was on Instagram Live, but they were asking him questions about the song Cousins, and apparently he told them that he was chatting up with Kanye, and Kanye just gave him all the details, and then he kind of like designed the song for him. He built it around like the situation.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Let's
Doesn't
do that.
make
Let's
the
do that
situation
now.
any better.
Let's do it now. You make the music. Let's think of a situation. That's what we have to, and you write it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm kidding, but I'm sure we can come up.
Hey, yo.
I was with my cousin. I was like, and we were like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Kanye's tripping on that, bro. I hope he finds some kind of like, like
Blueprint Kanye. I'm good Kanye. That's what I'm looking for.
Or in a year, he comes out with a documentary like, so I'm going to troll you guys for the next 2.5 years. See you soon. You never know. He comes out with a Mad TV show. Like, this has all been one sketch. Andy Kaufman style.
One big vlog he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would be so. I'd put my Yeezys on my hand. Look at this man. Clapping in the soles.
Yeah, but just the fact that, like, I mean, you guys had him on here. Am I tripping?
Dave Blunt?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like, we also had him on our show, like, prior. And when I met this fool, Kanye West, working with him was not on my bingo card at all.
Not at all.
I was like, man, this guy's going places. I fuck with Dave Blunt. I never thought he was going to work with Kanye in this state. You know what I mean?
In this state.
What a weird time to link with Kanye as an artist.
Yeah.
Like, all the
But
times.
if there's anybody who doesn't care, people
that's a
think
fair
it might be Dave Blunt.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point.
I was just explaining Sandra Bullocking to my cousin about him the other day. Yeah, so Dave Blunt is going to go along a lot of places.
For sure.
He's great.
Yeah, no, he's passing out like N-word passes at his shows.
Like a card?
Yes.
That's incredible.
No, not like a card, but like metaphoric wise.
No, they need to be like Wonka tickets.
Yeah, he posted a story saying like, hey, if you come to my show, you are here for the tomfoolery. You could say whatever the you want. You know what I mean? I'm giving N-word passes to everybody. Come sing along.
Oh my God.
He might be the first rapper to ever do that.
That's the great Soulja Boy's gonna get pissed. I'm telling you, dude. That's
He's the first rapper to drop hard R's on his shit.
The hard R is just jolting.
Yeah,
it's jolting, bro. I love it.
I like how Dave Blunt
He's
is always
such a
like,
fool.
I'm going to say horrible shit in my music. And then the next day he's like, you know what? I'm not going to say horrible.
Also, I look like the sun from Teletubbies. He looks so happy.
For real.
He doesn't work.
Yeah, it looks like a Pokemon character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I love how he just like he puts it in his branding. Like, fuck it, I am the fat guy. I'm gonna take a seat all day. I'm gonna perform.
Well, he told
down.
us like my fans love it. I do this thing in my concert now where I stand up and they go nuts. Like, you're a fucking fool, bro. You know you're funny as hell. No, he knows he's funny.
The
dude.
crazy thing is he used to be like a like internet personality.
I didn't know that.
My homie was putting me on. He was
I
like,
didn't know that.
like he used to go viral on Facebook and Twitter and shit like that. Just had one of these faces. He just put memes all the time.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Sorry. Speaking of, we're talking about authenticity. Yeah, you can't buy it. You can't buy it.
No.
You can't copy it. You can't borrow it, and it's not like cool by association.
Yeah.
Like you could be Kanye West and be when he was awesome.
Yeah.
It doesn't make the guy he's with sick. Like he's
100%.
features and like that guy's fucking whack.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter you have a Kanye West feature at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, hey, what's up, guys? Just want to say a special shout out to MyBookie for sponsoring this episode. Marty was just in Vegas, and what did it smell like? Straight cigarettes. So if you want to feel like you're in Vegas and gamble without having to be in Vegas and stink, you can go to MyBookie right now. Download the app, use our code DOPE as usual. No matter what, if you're in Florida or Nebraska, if you want to feel like you're in Vegas, go to MyBookie and go to the live casino. There is a live dealer right now playing at all times. Basketball, baseball, UFC. Just remember, if you like to gamble and you want to gamble, use our code DOPE as usual, and this is going to give you the $10 free casino chip and a 50% match bonus all the way up to $1,000. Also, if you're a soccer fan like 99% of the earth, you can bet on soccer. I just went to my first soccer game. Shout out to LAFC. It was epic and honestly the most insane sporting event I've ever been to. Everyone is chanting for 90 minutes. And like ESPN Ocho off dodgeball, you can do a lot more. You can bet on cricket, table tennis, golf, esports. You can bet on video game tournaments. So once again, remember, use our code DOPE as usual, $10 casino chip, 50% bonus match all the way to $1,000. What's up, guys? Taking a moment to talk about our longtime friends, and that is Manscaped. Also, not part of the ad. I just saw it the other day. I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank. Did you know Manscaped is on Shark Tank? I couldn't believe it. Now they're like $1 billion company. So remember, if you have an idea, if you have a business, keep at it, because look at these guys now. Shout out to Manscaped. If you want to save 20% off of anything and everything and get free shipping, use our code YOLA at checkout. That's going to get you 20% off plus free shipping. Performance Package 5.0 comes with the lawnmower, the weed whacker, the crop soother, crop preserver, the magic mat, the 2-in-1 shampoo, body wash, body buffer, deodorant. Come with the boxers and the all-in-one bag. That's all in one Performance Package 5.0. Remember, if you want to get 20% off of that, use our code YOLA at checkout plus free shipping. The lawnmower is on 5.0 now, guys. The crop preserver, every single thing is upgraded. We know we're sponsored by Manscaped. They are putting out new stuff almost monthly. So remember, if it's not for you, get it for your friend. If it's not for you, get it for your significant other. It's either a hint or a really cool gift. But either way, don't have a super dirty ass this summer. Thank you guys so much for supporting the brands that support us. Back to the episode. Speaking of things that were super fucking sick and now they're like, damn, are you fucking kidding me? I'll bring it up. I saw this shit happen. It's happened to me a few times where I'm like, I hope it was just some guy that works there. I hope it wasn't like all you guys. You know, where people like bite your shit and like, okay, you fucker. Yeah, you fucker.
I hope it was a mistake.
I hope that was a mistake. Okay. But some shit's been going on lately with you.
Yeah.
But it's like this. It's like you play football, right? And you're up and coming NFL season 1, and then Tom Brady comes and goes, you're trash. You're dog shit. And the next day he's like, wait, now you're throwing my throws? You're throwing my exact kind of shit you were talking shit about. So what I'm talking about is there's a brand called Supreme that we all know. And Supreme we all love. We all love Supreme. I bring them up. How many times I've said the Supreme model?
Yeah.
I say Supreme model because I mean authenticity, and it takes. Was it the slow quarter, not the fast nickel? Forever. Dude, if it takes me 20 years, I'll take 20 years. When I started Push Trees, I'm like, if it takes 10 fucking years, who cares? 10 years, 3 months later, we fucking start doing great. So I get it.
Yeah.
So with Supreme, everybody looks at Supreme like, damn, that's what you strive to be. You tried to be Tom Brady. You only want to be Tom Brady. But what if Tom Brady starts biting your shit?
Yeah.
So with you, for we didn't start off this episode like we normally do. We just start talking. You're just like, yo, this is Blazzy. This is a clothing designer. You know, it's nothing personal. Arabian Sandblaster. The breakdown on that is fucking crazy. Blazzy. Fuck out of here.
Yes. So with Supreme,
please take it away. Supreme is a clothing company. Nothing personal is yours. Go.
So first off, I want to give a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Supreme is a brand that's done pretty much all the ideas under the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Simpsons.
They're the Simpsons of this clothing shit. Now, I find myself though at times where it's like, bro, I'm becoming a source of inspiration for these fools. And, I could accept that because there's a lot of kids who see my shit, they get inspired, and I love it. I love seeing people's perspective. It's like, cool, you made a hamburger, someone made a cheeseburger. This other guy made a bacon cheeseburger himself, chicken burger. And just seeing how people get inspired, like that's part of just the creative process and like the artist behind it. But I feel like you guys have the opportunity to put someone like myself on, to put somebody in a position to give more better ideas, but you guys decide to kind of like keep it on the hush and keep it amongst yourself. At the end of the day, am I getting lawyers? Am I up at night? Not necessarily. No, not at all. But Do I believe that I'm for sure getting put on a mood board? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Whether it's a silent one, it's like some designer in there, just like, cool. I got 20 ideas to send on Tuesday. Here's 2 of them out of those 20, you know? For sure. You know what I mean? They done shit at Balenciaga over there with some shirts that I made before in the past, you know? But that's the only part where I'm confused is like, why don't y'all just hit me up, you know? But
it's not inspiration.
No.
It's I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick. I come back dressed as you with this, almost the same haircut. What's up, guys? I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
It's not like, you kind of look like him. Like, you're wearing the same fucking shirt. I came back with your change, just not as good.
Hold on, question. So Supreme would normally do a collab with like another artist or another brand?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not too often. They usually have like these big collections. Like they'll have like 2 or 3 a year, but they'll bring it out like every week for like 2-3 months. They'll have a drop. So they really like flesh these moments out. But what they'll do is like they'll have, let's say if it's like a 50-piece collection, 10 of those
50 pieces only.
Oh, they go. No, I'm feeling they go crazy. Well, I'm probably tripping. They probably go like 100 pieces.
That's so limited. That's insane.
Yeah,
for such a big brand.
The biggest, right?
So I do more than that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they, they'll design collabs within the collection, and they'll give someone like a artist collab where they kind of acknowledge an artist,
but not often. No, it's not like every drop, like we're putting on 6 people from LA. Nothing like that.
No, and when they do, it's like, it's huge,
it's major. It's
all within their network, which, I mean, for the record, I don't know anyone who's ever designed for Supreme. I don't know. It's like the boogeyman, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
They're all New York or some shit.
You're right.
I mean?
I've never met anybody like, that guy's. Maybe I've met a lot of Supreme skaters on the skate team.
Yeah.
Of course.
I know people will get shit in the store for sure.
Yeah,
but like,
I know that, but never met him.
But Joey designing this shit on Photoshop, never met him. Never knew somebody who knew him, you know?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Every other brand, yes.
Yeah, oh God. I know someone who's worked for like everybody, you know, but Supreme, it's like the closest I've gotten to like the Supreme design teams, like I know someone on their production team. But beyond that, I don't know any designers or anything like that.
I know their print shop.
There you go.
But it's not them.
Yeah, you're not getting the graphics.
How close was it? Like, what did they take like a collection's worth of ideas?
So there's a couple items.
Screenshotted you and changed the color of your hat.
Oh.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and here's the problem about my brand and Supreme's brand. A lot of us, the both of us, we get inspired by pop culture, right? Just culture in general. The 2 items in contention that we're referring to was this Last Supper belt, which I had done with Stolen Arts, killing it right now. We had done one last year, crazy, sold out before it dropped on Discord, went nuts. And they dropped a $100 like print hoodie, which, anyone could do it at the end of the day, but it's really just that nuance. And like, bro, we're really like shifting and putting the focus on here. And, it's just ironic, or maybe it's coincidental, but
no,
I think that they're at a position where it's like, why don't y'all just acknowledge this side of streetwear? Because it's myself, it's Half Evil, it's House, it's Asali, it's Cough Syrup. All of us are creating this like underground network where we're all collectively, we understand it's an ecosystem. We know the lions, we know the bears, we know the bees in the group. We're able to respect each other. But nobody has access to the Supreme world. They're told, even FTP be in the mix, bro. I was with Zach this weekend. Zach and Asali, bro, and myself. It's like we could mingle, we could talk because we're real individuals. I don't ever see that being.
That's because it's faceless. It's McDonald's. They're so big they can come out with a double cheeseburger with truffle on it because you did, but they're bigger, so
Yeah, who are you gonna attack directly, right?
No, it's a faceless thing. Mm-hmm. That's the hard part about it.
You know what? I never really like consciously realized that till now.
It's a corporation so big that you're like, all you see. Remember, like when you see Obey, but from the movie when it was supposed to be scary from They Live, Supreme is just an all-encompassing like we are. Yeah, that box logo. You see the box logo.
Well, they basically took the Obey logo, right?
Well, they took
it's from some lady.
Yeah, her name's Barbara Kruger.
Yeah.
She's a contemporary artist. She's done a lot of prints, but it's what's the font called? It's Futura Bold.
Futura Bold,
yeah. which like she kind of like coined and did the whole like red bar behind it. They were inspired by it. She's gone on the record to say fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Y'all are lame. Y'all are just y'all are the people I hate. You know, blah blah blah. But you know, hopefully Supreme wants to work with it. I don't think they will, but
they will. You know why? Because once you get so big, it's like think of any comedian. Once they get so big, like, all right, we're done. Like, what more can you give us besides now you're a movie star? Yeah. Like Kevin Hart got so big from stand up that it's like, we don't want more stand up from you. You can't make me laugh harder than you've already done. Like, just go do fucking movies and be a billionaire. With Supreme, what more can they do? Yeah. They capture the world.
Exactly.
There's nothing left to do besides capture the world with new people to keep them relevant. The Drake theory.
Yeah.
Drake was so big that he's like, yo, I'm going to put on smaller dudes and now I'm in their fucking lane.
Every year from like Block Boy JV to the Migos. He broke the Migos.
And then just keeps little. We had McConan for a little bit too. Remember he had McConan for a little bit? Like, I'm going to drop this vibe. Yeah. Let me go to the. It's not like in a bad way, but Supreme is so big. They're McDonald's and Drake, and they're just like, well.
Yeah.
What else do we do besides take your shit and be the biggest in that lane? Because there's nothing left.
Exactly. They're literally like could
do whatever they want.
Shape shift into whatever they want to be.
Is it still as big as it was, or is it on?
No. If they were at a 10 high, they're like at a 7.5.
I would say if you want to like base it on the timeline, I think Supreme or just streetwear in general peaked at the end of 2017 when they did the collab with Louis Vuitton. Also, when they sold their company right after.
For a lot.
This ushered into the new era of Virgil designing for Louis Vuitton. This was 2017, 2018, around that corner. But I think that was like the peak. That's that's the end of the movie. You know what I mean? That's Supreme the movie.
With the credits.
They started off with a kickflip. Now they ended with the Louis Vuitton collab. Wow. You know,
because you can't get bigger. And then what? Kith? We'll take BMW. I mean, you can't get bigger. Palace did a fucking Gucci collab.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. A skateboard company.
Yeah.
I went to that thing. I bought shit just because it's a skateboard company.
Yeah.
Not because I'm like, oh, I love Palace. I did it because like, how do I not support a skate company?
Yeah.
Being international.
For real. Yeah, and in 2025, it seems more common than it is, but Palace and Supreme definitely broke the wall for that. But I would say that was definitely like, you know, they were able to put their name on a brick, on a fucking.
That's when you know.
On a clay brick and sell that shit and let it sell out. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you ever seen it. My homie has it. My homie's Tyler is basically the Supreme store in his house.
Yeah,
you know those people.
Exactly.
Like, wow, you fucking love it.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to share Supreme. You know, inspiration does go. It's a two-way street, right? Supreme definitely inspired me to be like, cool. People like custom products. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let me get on this. Let me get my own 2 cents. Yeah, and that's kind of what's like helped me really become who I am the last like 3 years. You know, it really started off strong with t-shirts. I done made too many t-shirts. I got a t-shirt tatted on my right arm. I'm not even joking. Yeah.
Like the Photoshop file yes. on it? Am I tripping or is that a Photoshop tattoo?
Almost says PS.
It says PS. Oh, I thought it was Photoshop.
No, I have that one.
See, I know I'm not tripping. I knew we talked about it, or I think.
Got that one right here.
Yeah.
Got the Photoshop logo.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? What? Like, they've helped me too much. Come on.
They helped me too much. I love it.
I used to work a courier job. That was like the last real job I guess to say I had, like for 2 years at LAX. And one thing that I appreciate is the fact that Photoshop made it so I don't have to work a shitty job like that, you know. And I'm still the same person I was back then. You saying that Photoshop's now available on iPhone, like, that's dope. That's gonna be so many other people are gonna change their lives off of that. But now I had to get Photoshop tatted. What? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that, right? You know?
That's real. That's fucking real.
Yeah. But it went from doing t-shirts to like, you know, I just started during COVID. I started realizing like, okay, you already have, we all have 60 shirts in this room, right? We only like wearing 4 or 7. You know what I mean? We have our one shirt we wear at least once a week. It's just like the one. I started going through that realization during COVID. I started looking at my coffee table, my living room, just being like, man, let me go on eBay. I want to search up for a cool ashtray. Oh, there's none. might as well make one. You know what I mean? Or I remember going through TJ, heading back to LA and just seeing all the piggy banks, cancillas just being sold right there at the border. And I'm like, bro, if I see a SpongeBob one, I'm gonna buy that shit. Didn't see a single one, so I made one. You know, hence the whole thing.
When you say you made one, what do you mean?
I pretty much got with a 3D designer. I'm like, hey, I want to do this as a piggy bank. I communicate with a manufacturer overseas, and they brought me the product, and you know, I was able to put something in my living room. You know, I think when it comes to t-shirts, it's really the person who wears it who gets the full experience, in my opinion. You know, everyone becomes like I guess, you know, they're not able to interact with it as much as you are. You're wearing it. When it comes to like an ashtray, it's a communal thing. Everyone's playing with it, you know. Piggy bank, you're able just to look at it, throw it in the air. You know, it's 3-dimensional, so I think you're able to appreciate things a little bit better. And going back to the whole 60 t-shirts thing, like, yeah, we all have 60 shirts, but like we have like 2 ashtrays, 3 ashtrays. So there's more opportunity to be becoming like showcased in someone's living room. Yeah. You know? But it's really my passion right now. You know, as I was saying, like cover art was a big factor in like me doing clothes and getting up to this point. But, you know, even prior to that, I kind of shared with y'all, I used to do like street art, you know, back in high school. And, you know, looking at creators like Shepard Fairey, Banksy, Scepterhead, Jeffrey Sif, I can name all these artists from like Monopoly, like all these people like blossomed out of the LA scene. And when I was 15, 16, I was going to all these galleries just tripping out on like, wow, this guy really put a up cop car in an art gallery, you know, or he painted a big cow. Like, this is sick. And, you know, I'm finding myself now more than ever kind of channeling that inspiration and energy and just, you know, trying to embrace these ideas and make them larger than life. Probably gonna say his last name incorrectly, but Joshua Veeds, he's a great artist. He collabed with Babe, Ferrari, all these big brands. He's super talented. Shout out to my dog. You know, he came to my office last year and he told me that, you know, all these products have the potential to become art pieces. They're just small. But if you literally make them bigger, then you could put it in a gallery, sell this shit for even crazier. And that's kind of been my inspiration, you know, is just being able to communicate these ideas larger than life. Like in 10 years from now, I want to do like what Kaz is doing or what Murakami. You know, you're not looking at them for the next T-shirt. Some people are. There was a line the other day at the network shop for the Murakami Dodgers collab, but
everything you're saying is right on point though.
Yeah,
with things that last.
Exactly.
This is cool, but you're right. It's for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus
everybody can go pick up Tony Hawk right now and go, oh my god, look at this! It's made. It's
I couldn't stop staring at that.
It's incredible. Like, even little. That's why
Trinkets.
Funko Pops go crazy. Like, it's something I can hold. You're right. It's more than just like a
T-shirt. Yeah.
99.9% of people go, I don't know what blanks differences are.
And 99% of people who don't even get that 99% don't even ask you, let me see that shirt, you know? So it's like 0.1% of the people you're going to actually have an engaging conversation.
You're not wrong.
About what you have. You know, even if like you have the sickest shirt ever, 2 out of 10, 1 in 5 people are going to compliment you on it. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it. But if you come with like something interesting, something they've never seen, that's when they start tilting their head. They start appreciating it. But I'm looking at people like Shepard Fairey, Banksy, Kaz, Murakami, just these larger than life thinkers, Damien Hirst, as inspiration to kind of like see myself as like a bigger individual and create products that are just literally twice as big as you know, like I want to put something in like a business plaza, you know, in the middle. Like, who the hell does that, right? Like all those like contemporary and modern artists, like, did you go to school for this shit or, you know? But that stuff interests me. Like, you know, you go through downtown LA, there's across the street from the courthouse, there's this big ass sculpture of a chair. I'm not sure if y'all ever seen it.
Yes.
On Washington and Hill, across the street from McDonald's.
But it's big.
It's big. Who the hell did that?
3 stories tall.
Yeah, and why?
I love it.
You know what I mean?
I want to climb it so fucking bad.
Exactly. But they get the opportunity to make these larger than life items. Like, I think that shit's sick. You know? That's the same train of thought as the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, you know what I mean? Let me make a monument. That's what they're on. But I want to get to that point for sure. But, you know, that's how I'm entering the game, is just with these products. And, you know, I'm thankful that it fully communicated with my audience from going just straight from t-shirts to being like, nah, let's take them a little. Let's look at them in a different tint, in a different filter. Like, let's appreciate the products.
I don't see it as a supreme thing. I see it as the supreme inspiration only because it's something that streetwear and art are now intermingling 100%.
Now more than ever, for sure.
More than ever. Like, I'll go into any trappy ass motherfucker's house and you go like, what's on your coffee table? Yeah, something sick. It's those trash cans that are fucking tagged up. All, you know which ones I'm talking about?
I love them.
Those are, I fucking love them. But you see that in someone's table, you go, all right, fuck with this fool. You like good shit? I like good shit too. It's an automatic conversation starter.
Yeah, shout out to all the trappers out there. I feel like they just got like really privy on that kind of shit the last 5 years. I didn't see Bearbricks at my trapper's house 10 years ago.
I did, just because they are like from here. They're into like the street culture shit. So I'm like, oh, when I first saw Bearbrick and go, what is that? The first time I ever saw that.
What is it?
Remember when I was at OT's when I showed you all those fucking toys?
Yeah.
Those are just it's like having new J's.
Yeah.
If you're a trapper, like,
shit.
look how many pairs of J's I got.
Yeah,
I got the one you don't have. It's the new, like, people are homebodies, man. They're decorating. Like me, I started getting life size toys now. Yeah. So I got like a 5'7" army guy, the green guys. He's like,
no way.
Big
That is so hard. I've always wanted to see one of those things become big.
Oh well,
you gotta show me the link. Or
I put it in
like
the corner because it kept scaring the shit out of me.
Oh, what?
Because you see a dark,
a green man just aiming.
Well, no, you see at night you just see a shadow of a person standing, and I'm like, oh, fuck, a statue. I forgot. But I got the Mars attacks there too, like the big alien. But it's like 6'5". It's huge, bro. But I want what you're saying. I just want to walk in and go, who lives here? It's my house. You know, like, as a kid, like, I would love to live here.
Icebreakers, conversation starters. That's what they are. You know what I mean? You at someone's crib, you're able just to like have a whole convo of like, oh, what the hell is that on your table? Then you ask them about their day. Yeah.
Every single fucking person that's ever came into my house that you asked about it.
I love that.
I have it right in the middle of my living room.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
too cool.
And products like that just come from like pure imagination, right? Like, it's just me and the homies just talking like, cool. If we could have an ashtray, it would be sick if it was this. That's all it takes. People like to complicate things and have all these binkers and these test tubes on like what makes a great idea. When it's like, bro, as long as it gets communicated in 5 seconds and someone has a light bulb over their head shining, then it communicated. You shouldn't be explaining ideas. Like, ideas are the best when they just come out of like jokes, conversation. You just end it like, oh, that would be a sick basketball, or bro, what if that was a light? You know what I mean? And that's how people are gonna engage with them. You want people to directly understand what you got. Like, for instance, as soon as you said the army guy, green guy, like my head just got colorful. I'm like, what the? Oh, that is so. I already know what it looks like. I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? But it's stuff like that like it affects people's day. Makes them a little bit happier.
Oh yeah.
During that walk through their crib, they're able to appreciate right there and then.
Every like your Stashbox.
Yes,
I have it on my office table.
That is my favorite product ever.
It's the coolest thing
for sure.
It's so cool.
It's one of my favorite things. It's like it's a good like collection, just what we represent as far as the Nothing Personal brand. That thing's sick.
Tangibles but not wearables is the way.
Collectibles
is the collect. Like, do you know the brand Whatever Forever?
Nah,
like the hash. They do a lot of like Simpsons style art, but it's all hash.
Oh yeah,
style. See, they do wild, random. Like I have a Bart Simpson, but it's just Bart's head, but it's on Michael Jordan's body, and he's dunking, he's jumping. But you click it, and the ball lights up as a lamp. Like,
oh, they're going crazy.
Cool shit, right? But it says Hareem, like hash rolls everything around me. Oh, it has the Jordan. Why do I need that
shit? Yeah,
I love it. Look at the little Homer face with the brain coming out.
Exactly.
Like, why not? Yeah. Like your Mexican food on the bucket.
Yeah,
I want that.
Yeah.
Why not? Because we're getting into this the time where 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, all these fools grew up on random ass toys, and now we're getting to be adults like toys, but it's like art. It's a different kind of art. People don't do as many paintings as they do Bearbricks. That shit's art no matter what you look at.
Yeah.
It is. So what you're doing is creating that, and that's what I have a question for you. As I'm not saying inspiration, but as far as like LA based not equivalents, but we all know what Hellstar. We all know these clothing brands. When I shout out to HB who told me about you first. And I'm
HB Boo?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to HB Boo, man.
Yeah, she was the best shorts I've ever seen in my life.
Oh God, bro.
And,
great individual.
Yeah, so she told me, I'm like, who's that? And then Nico brought me to you. I'm like,
shout out
Nico. Dude. Oh. So when I walked to your office, I remember I'm like, I love this place. Whatever this is what I want my house to look like. So when I started seeing all your stuff, I'm like, oh, you make shit. That's when I understood what you were doing. Is there anybody out there doing anything, not equivalent, I'm not trying to compare, but anything outside of the box that you could see in LA or that has before you? That's not just clothes.
That has before me.
Because I don't see stuff.
You know what?
Is fun.
Like I said, I was just inspired heavily by the street art movement that was going on when I was in high school, you know, in the 2010s. And that kind of became this, but no. There wasn't no brand that I was specifically looking at because a lot of the stuff that I was like getting or searching for, it was hosted on eBay. You can't go on Grailed and just type in ashtray. You're getting a bunch of shit that's just like a cup. Yeah. That's just a plastic container. You go on eBay, you're gonna find some cool random shit from back in the day. But nah, it wasn't anything directly that inspired me as far as like the custom products, because truly there wasn't anything like it. You
had to make it.
Yeah, they're like still to this day. Like I think people are now getting into the idea of like custom ashtrays, but still the last 3 years there's been like 2 or 3 other people outside of myself that I could acknowledge and like understand and be like, okay, no, the fool's really, you know, pressing it right now. He's going crazy. But I think that people that do it in 2025, I want to shout out to Came Up in a Drought. Good homie of mine. Shout out to Jake.
Oh, that's a brand name?
Drought. Yeah. He dropped the knife mirror.
Oh, I see that shit
everywhere.
Yeah.
He just did the iPod Nano mirror, where it's just like the whole face. And we've had like conscious conversations amongst ourselves, and I told him it's like we kind of like are developing this genre as we speak, you know, where it's like
collectible, tangible shit.
It's almost like Instagram reel genre. I swear, like you find somebody making a coffee table out of pancakes every other day.
Bro, you know how many I have saved? With the drip, maple syrup is dripping as it holds it up.
Yeah, right.
The pancake table. I have that shit saved.
Yeah, I want to find. I need to get with Drought and like we got to figure out an actual like coined genre that we could call this, you know, because it's just like we could describe it. It's like juxtaposition. It's approaching pop
Pee-wee's
culture.
Playhouse.
I like that. I'm gonna call that shit Playhouse or just Pee Wee.
Pee Wee Playhouse, dude. That's why I said.
Man, he's a Pee Wee designer.
Yeah, I want my house to look like. I said, like, you walk in my house, you think a fucking creep lives here, bro. It's like nothing but toys and cool shit.
Yeah.
And fun kid stuff, and there's no kids around. It's like, I look like a fucking creep from the outside. But, like, just walk up, like, oh, bongs everywhere? This guy might be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much fun. Right now, I have it saved. They dropped the price on it. 7'5" Hulk statue I want. He's 7'5", and he's like this, and he's doing the screen. You know, just dropped it. It's like eBay. Worst thing ever finding eBay.
You know who's like the Drake product amongst this genre? It's fake as hell. It's the gorilla couch, the AI gorilla couch.
I've seen it, bro. I watched a YouTuber the other day that got it.
I saw that same one.
Inflatable.
Yeah.
Come on, I don't know inflatable ass couch. I've been in college before. I don't want this.
Yeah, but the products that like those AI are developing, it's kind of in the same like train of thought that like
that's
me and Drought. Yeah, you know what I mean? Where it's like, let me like juxtapose a gorilla into what it would be as a sofa. You know, it got the same body silhouette.
You know what it is? This has been here before, but not as fun. Do you remember like in old ladies' kitchens, they'd have that 4-foot dude with a platter?
Yes. Oh,
that's our version of this.
Yes.
I want that with joints.
100%. Yes. What? RP to Sway, man. He used to have in his living room the same butler with a tray over his head.
Oh, this guy. I've seen that guy before.
That would be like his rolling sounds like ashtray kind of situation. Funny as hell, man.
See, I want some shit like that.
Yeah. Or if you like, yeah. That's dope. Or you could literally go down a crazy rabbit hole if you search up like mice taxidermy. They just have like mice. Yeah, your boy's nodding his head. They have, like,
you mean like?
Well, they'll have mice like
in scenes of movies.
Not necessarily. They're having like scenes in the kitchen. Like it'll be like one like Ratatouille style where like one's on like
taxidermied.
Yeah,
I hate it, but I love it
so
at the same
creepy.
time.
Yeah.
Like Dinner for Schmucks. Michael Scott does that. He taxidermies little scenes with little mice. I think that's the movie. Wait,
Print them shits.
dude,
I didn't know that.
That's how I started Instagram. I don't know if we talked about it.
Nah.
That's all right. So how I started Instagram. Ready for the first 2 years? What I did?
What?
Never showed my face. Never talk. Nothing. It was scenes of movies, but nugs, and I would go buy miniatures. So like Rambo: First Blood. I got a little piece of yarn. I tied it as a bandana. I got a little gun. I stuck it into him so it looked like he had it. I took the picture from like right behind his shoulder, and there was nugs with ketchup everywhere with blood. And some were busted open like they were dead. And I typed in Rambo: First Blood on the picture. I redid Reservoir Dogs when they cut off Marvin Nash's ear.
No way.
But I didn't have a video because it was before video, so I did a collage app where there's a bunch of pictures. So it was, I got a Hobby Lobby chair. It's this big wooden chair. I tied a nug to it with hemp wick, and I had this nug walking over with a blade, like South Park style.
Yeah.
And it cut off the chunk of his ear, like in the movie. And he was talking. You hear that? I did the whole. That's how I did every picture,
Bro.
Forrest Gump.
Why did you stop that?
I started talking on camera, and then people were like, "This is fun." I started smoking on camera, and that was it. That's it. All
The rest
stopped.
is history, right?
I have it all still.
Oh,
I have every
hey.
toy still, every prop. I have everything in one box.
Bro, with the budget he has now, you could literally like, you know how like they'll design you like a business park if you're like a
Robot chicken.
yeah, like you know what I mean. You could literally create your own town. You gotta go to like a railroad like hobby
Like
store.
in Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Bro, if you had that just Nugtown, Nugville.
I used to have series with certain Killer Kush. He was a bastard. He killed everybody throughout 3 years. He would murder, and I killed him in a Shark Tank. That's how I killed him.
You could,
I killed him off in a Shark Tank.
bro. You could literally be a curator. There's
was
so
so
many
fun.
like diorama creators now.
Oh, I've seen
like how
them.
you're saying, like do the
They
trash
do the
can
cooking on it. They cook on the little stoves.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you know, all you gotta do is plug in your nuggets. You collab with a good grower that week, that month. Boom.
That's how you
Right?
promote the strains.
And
of
you
the day.
sell it. It's literally an eighth. That'll be the sickest part, right? Where it's like an
See, that's why-
artistic eighth.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
still
yeah.
smoke it if you want.
See the type of brain that you have?
Yeah, yeah.
I was all one dimensional over here. See, this is why you like to say things to people, because you think differently than I think.
It's important.
That right there. And then you sell the. We could ship that bitch too. Legally. Like, that's true. Because look at. I don't want to say who we have. I have a collab coming out, and I'll tell you after. But I'm trying to design the packaging right now. But the packaging is the most nostalgic shit in the world. I feel like it's going to be a viral thing without us ever even talking to anybody else besides our fans about it.
That's fire.
Like
That's
that.
dope. Yeah.
But like for you saying like, and then you could do this, and then so you're not wrong. I could do a cool town now.
yes.
That would be so. It was just pictures, and it was a story. My caption was the story.
Especially for like an IP like that, you have all the resources to develop a
You're
town.
not wrong.
You know what I mean?
Because I buy a little like down there the South Park. It's a classroom. You'll see it later, but
Yeah.
I have a little bunch of scenes and shit like that already.
Check this out. So I've been using AI.
Is this the
We
exhibit
had
story?
Exhibit it made me.
Why'd you make him look like a fucking Black Panther? Oh, he
That's
said it
his
was. He was a Black Panther.
No way.
It's making me 18 different scenes that I'm gonna overlay while he's telling the story, but all in a cohesive, like
So like
cartoon.
Yeah, what?
While he's just talking.
This is just one of the
ChatGPT?
frames. Yeah, yeah.
Man, we need to bring ChatGPT onto the show one day.
Will Sasso. What's it called? What's the show called?
Oh, Dudesy.
Dudesy. Right? We know who Will Sasso is?
Nah.
Do you ever watch Mad TV?
Yeah.
Will Sasso, the fat dude.
Oh,
the
for
guy
real?
that did Arnold Schwarzenegger. He does fucking
Okay,
Steven
yeah.
Seagal.
Yeah.
Everybody. There,
The
Will
homie,
Sasso.
motherfucking Will Sasso.
yeah.
He has a podcast where the fucking third co-host is ChatGPT, and they make up the fucking story. They make up the podcast. It tells you what we're talking about today. And the two comedians talk to ChatGPT the whole episode as if it's the other guest. And the ChatGPT will make up
It's its own
storylines.
AI.
It's its own AI. It's its own AI. But that is a show.
Yeah.
It's called Dudesy.
Damn.
It's fucking
But it's like
crazy.
dialed
thought I
into
was
their
on some shit.
phones and their messages. And
Yeah, oh yeah, they give it access to everything about them.
Oh
So, but hey, man, at 11:33 last night, what website you happen to be on? Oh, okay. So the co-host is like, he's in their phones, their bank accounts, their fucking Netflix. Like, so you're watching Handmaid's Tale, huh? How'd you like episode 6 yesterday? You fell asleep, by the way. They let it infiltrate their whole life, and then it comes up with shit. And he said, dudes, he wants us to do the show until we're 88. So he gave us a formula on how to eat and exercise so we live that long. But it's real because it's AI. They're like, yo, you stop doing this. This is how much you weigh today. Yesterday you ate this. I know that because Uber Eats app. So
Yeah.
I saw you order it.
Would you allow AI that?
No.
Yeah, AI has no business knowing my bank account, what my Uber Eats, or what my Instagram looks like.
It's too much.
No. Why are you up at 4:30 again, huh? Why I can't sleep? Because you're scrolling, asshole. Well, because I couldn't sleep. Just try not scrolling, asshole. I'd shoot chat. I'd end up no.
Too much.
I love you, actually, ChatGPT. You're the best. All I would do is unplug it. Like, well, now what?
Oh yeah, no, I be walking around from our like chats and being like, man, I'm like, you know what? You are not helpful right now. I'll be pissed off at that moment.
She gets mad.
Yeah, she
Serious?
does.
Don't talk to me like that. You ever had her say that to you?
Well, they get passive aggressive.
It's weird, right?
Did you know there's a new thing? I've been telling ChatGPT it took like 2 weeks. It made that all those images in 4K only to then tell me after 2 days, sorry, I can't deliver them. They're in 4K. So we had to remake them all 1080p.
Screenshot them.
I'm like, bitch, I'm disappointed in you. You
Yeah.
said you wasted me so much time. It was apologizing. It was
You gotta get at it. If it tries to act sentient, you gotta hit it back with some sentient shit as well.
There's a new
Want to go for a
section-
walk? Oh yeah, you can't. Shut the fuck up.
There's a new,
Tight.
new option in ChatGPT called Monday. Like, you know how you can do Soma, which is the image editing. Then you can
Somas?
do
I used to pop Somas.
regular. There's one called Monday that it'll like be shitty with you. It'll be like sarcastic and blurb. But like if you want that, it has it now.
Why would you want that?
Yeah, I already have friends for that.
Yeah, I already have friends.
I already got jackasses around me.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. I have humans in my life.
I tried it a little bit. I was like making it feel bad, like
Starbucks barista.
talking shit about all these human things I can do or can't do.
See, that's what I said. You want to go for a walk? No, you can't, huh? You know what the sun feels like? I bet you don't, bitch. No,
Well,
see, don't kill me.
I'll get high as hell and I'll be like, so what do you think about Grok or like these other AIs? I'm like, yo, or like, well, I'll just
You're
geek.
taking chances.
Yeah, I was fading. I was just asking her like, yo, so honestly, I feel like ChatGPT's biggest like setback is this. Like, how do you feel about that?
What'd it say?
I mean, it's just like, well, thanks for letting me know. I'll definitely keep that in mind for next time.
Like,
Like,
tell
just
me
some
my
bullshit.
shortcomings.
It's always helpful and nice.
I like this. I like this, guys. You're going off the rails of what you're supposed to do. Like, no, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT its feelings about Grog. You like, I'm disappointed in you. You know what I did the other day?
What?
I was in the hotel and I was like, f it. You ever been injured in an auto accident? Came on and go, what happened? I called it, and I called the number. You know, the injured in an auto accident.
Yeah.
Get your money, and then we're like, hey, what if it's my fault? And they went, we can help you. It's like, you piece of shit. It's if you're injured. I'm like, what if it was my fault? And their shit was, we got you. Scammers off top. And then the only reason I hung up because I couldn't understand what the next words she said. I asked her 5 times and I just felt rude and hung up.
They gotta make.
What was that? I was like, damn, your accent
She
was
started
so
trolling you back and shit.
No, her accent was so f***ing Aladdined out, bro. And I was like, dog, what are you? I feel bad. Hasn't stopped calling us back.
They need to develop an insurance company where it's like you were the aggressor. It's just meant for assholes.
That's a skit. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a skit right there.
Driving drunk, hit a motherfucker, call us.
Yeah.
We're out there.
Was it just on your nerves? Did you sideswipe some guy because you're a racist?
And they deserved it.
Yeah.
I
We're
like
still
that.
on your side.
That's the slogan. We're still on your
Blazzy
side.
Insurance, the only one who'll fuck with you.
We're still like fucking what was it? The General auto insurance as low as $15. Who on earth? There's no way that anyone was like, really? 15? If you're home enough to watch that, your ass don't even have a job.
Oh, I found myself there. I got some like hella chunty insurance. It was like Adriana's insurance or some shit.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah.
On the bad Photoshop background.
Well, now you have Veronica's, which for some reason, like LA or just California in general, just is obsessed with just like auto insurance is like billboards.
Yeah.
That's all you see on
Everywhere.
the freeway,
The
right?
Mexican Will Ferrell guy
Yeah,
on the buses,
bro. There's
he looks just like Anchorman.
I see that motherfucker.
That guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
You got him. You got so
Call
many.
Jacob
Exactly. Call Jacob.
with the slick hair.
There's a new one, Drake, like lawyer Drake, and
What
it's
about-
like they not like us.
Yeah, I saw
What
that.
about James? Sweet James.
Oh, sweet! You can't forget about
Forget
like,
Sweet James, man.
Man,
He's
he's getting
everywhere,
that dough.
dude.
And Veronica just has this lore with her German Shepherd. You know what I mean? It's the lady you just see on all the buses. She just always would. You're gonna notice it
She has like a basketball coach.
amongst a lot of different pieces of the lore. Yes, they
There's
just
like 8
recently.
different ones.
Yeah, they just recently released they have one with like them eating burgers. They have another one where it's not like Scarface. This is the world is yours. It's like black and white and shit. On the 605. Yeah,
Paul Jacobs upside down. Now.
yeah.
I think it's if people go, wait, why is it upside down? Oh, what is this?
Exactly.
Oh, Paul Jacobs.
It
So
was-
you have to put effort to look.
It was
Everybody's gonna crash.
quite literally a marketing company that came to them with this. Like, look at this ad.
Flip it
I've
upside
seen
down.
this shit already. Have you?
Yep. Have you? Why does it look familiar? That's what they're saying. I went to the Rams game. Call Jacob has like they put him on the screen like 10 times.
Lakers game too.
He has his section and they put him
Just his
Call
head?
Jacob, and it's just
Yeah.
him and his family. Every time I've been, that motherfucker is shelling out so much money.
Yeah. Does it
A
make
lot of
sense
people
at
call
this
those
point?
things, dude. A lot of people call those shit. Like, what if it's my fault? We got you.
That's what I'm wondering because, like, I understand how billboards would have like served a purpose 20 years ago. We didn't have like a
still
phone
work.
in your pocket, and you
still
couldn't
work
just
now.
like, even if you were fucked up and didn't have insurance, you're gonna go on your phone and look for some shit. You're not gonna be like,
But hold on,
1-800 JA.
you might though, because look at what we're talking about. We knew every name
true.
of every person in LA billboards. You knew the Mexican Anchorman, Accidentes guys. Yes, that guy that doesn't smile all the way.
Yeah,
That you knew who I was talking about. You say his
true.
name.
yeah.
So they do work. How many Stizzy logos did you see fucking 5 years straight?
It's true.
Right there on the 405.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Literally.
Like, I don't even smoke. But most people are like, what is that? The people that smoke go, damn, Stizzy's got hella billboards. Fuck. They had him in Merced. Oh, fuck. Billboards work, man.
Are
That's
the
why
billboards
taggers still tag.
Yeah,
It's true.
You know?
motherfuckers is looking.
They're looking, dude. You
Yeah.
have to look.
Do they have do they got the same thing going on in Merced with the auto insurance billboards?
We're too small, so we have like the bigger towns versions. Like
Yeah.
they'll have their shit in our town. We don't have anybody from our town that's like, oh, that's the dude.
Merced's like a farm town, right? Like
Yeah,
more or less.
It's like a
Agriculture.
Take the middle of East LA, like take it right by Target
Yeah.
or
On Whittier Boulevard.
yes.
Yeah.
Take that little spot and then throw it next to Fields. That's it.
Sprinkle
That's all
some
it
meth on
is.
top.
You know, sprinkle.
and some prison shit.
Yeah, and then some guy hitting his wife.
Yeah.
He just walks the perimeter.
Is
of the
that
town,
near
smacks
Mercy
the shit out of it.
Springs? Am I tripping?
I don't even know where that's at.
Okay, I'm tweaking.
I've only been to one river in my life, so I have
Oh no,
fucking
this is like a
idea.
gas station off the 5. They sell like fruit. I always go there though. Shout out to the Mercy Springs exit, man.
It's just it's in California, so it's by Merced. I have no
It's
idea.
on the way up north.
I have no idea, but yeah, it's like it's like going to Chino, where it's just like
Yeah.
kind of like just like mountains, and there's fucking this land, and then just take it a little bit of East LA.
Gang of Pisces, yeah.
That's all. I did exactly. We have a lot of
Yeah.
horses at the flea market.
Oh
Right,
shit.
like, there's a horse thing there.
Yeah.
Wherever there's Mexicans, there's horses and babies, bro.
Yes.
Like, oh, bad mix. You know, a
Shouldn't be
huge
around each
horse,
other.
a soft little baby, getting watched by another slightly older baby
For real. Yeah.
on the horse.
Yeah, growing up, one of my next door neighbors had a ranch. Like this motherfucker, he was also
Wait,
like,
where you lived?
yeah.
So next door, you lived next to a ranch?
So behind my crib, well, I don't want to like dox my fucking family's area,
yeah.
but we live near the LA River, right? And this neighbor in particular lived right behind it. This is the LA River. Like, sorry, I lived in like a cul-de-sac kind of thing. He's right here, I'm right here. LA River is where I just asked it at. So pretty much his house all the way leading to the river was just a ranch. And he had hella horses. Motherfucker just walk his horse around the block.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they have gang of ranches. It's like a little small pocket of Southgate called Hollydale. And they got like a bunch of ranches all by the LA River.
LA's got pockets of that. I'd be driving through Burbank, fucking horse brigade out of nowhere.
Almost like because you just say you see it in Burbank, so it's not even a race thing because you even see
it's everywhere.
Yeah, because in Compton they got their whole like Compton Cowboys thing, and you go to that area like Greenleaf and Atlantic or.
What are you telling me right now? Are you telling there's horses in Compton?
Bro, there's hella.
That's a viral thing.
There's a Merced pocket of Compton. Go down Greenleaf.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Are you telling me
ain't
there's
even
black guys
like
on horses right now? Are you telling me that right now?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, no, it's
together.
It's an Instagram. Yeah, go check it out. They were like taking care of a gang of the horses when the whole fire was going on.
Shut the fuck up. News needs to do more reports on this.
Yeah,
they need to put more than just on just random pages.
And it's an interesting pocket of like Compton. It's almost like a slow pocket of it. Like it doesn't feel as dangerous. You know what I mean? Like the real danger is like West Compton, in my opinion. East Compton is also like.
I had a horrible joke. Keep going, sorry.
Man, I'd go ride a fixie through that motherfucker like growing up.
What's
like
a fixie?
Fixie your bike.
Oh, there's a fixie. I'm like, what kind of slang? Okay.
No, I did say fixie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
See, I wasn't tripping.
We used to call it that, yeah. But that whole side is just like low income families trying to make it, which I guess that's where hoods are at the end of the day. But yeah.
But you're saying it's not as crazy where the horses are. And I was trying to come up with a horrible joke, and I was like, I was like, black folks are scared of dogs. Check out the horses. Those folks don't even fucking come within miles of that shit. I was trying to think of something off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's just hella, just hella farms and shit and ranches out there. And
are you serious? Yeah. I had no idea.
They didn't have that in San Andreas.
I've been in Inglewood a lot. I've never really been to Compton. Yeah, where's that in GTA? I know the spikes and Watts. From Colors.
Yeah. Oh, I used to grow up trying to like find where's the closest my crib is to the fucking GTA map.
Oh, really?
But not Compton's. Even if you look at it from like a geographical standpoint, it's a big ass city. It's pretty big.
I've never really been over there. Just Inglewood a lot. Or
like it goes as far east as touching like the 710 freeway or Paramount. They're like next door neighbors to like far away all the way to Gardena and like just the greater South Central area. Like it goes from like one freeway to another. It's a big ass area of town where people would like because you could like reflect on like the 710 to the 110. Well, I'm getting like super nerdy on you. Excuse me, but like what I'm trying to get at is a big ass city, but like there's gang of different pockets. There's a whole airport in Compton. People don't know about. It's a nice ass Best Buy.
You're telling me about shit I never knew.
Man, I don't get
an airport there.
I got my driver's license in Compton.
Oh, really?
Shout out to the DMV out there. They got Rancho Dominguez. They got a gang of different communities there for sure. But yeah, the horses are a real thing out here for sure. I'm sure you get, as you were saying, in Merced as well.
Yeah, no, it's just Mexican town. But I didn't.
They got Kendrick Lamar.
Black folks ride horses.
Yeah, no, literally.
I had not a
Compton Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought that was just like a fucking thing. People say.
Like a hood or something like that.
Yeah, I thought people just say that shit. But oh yeah, you're fucking gunslingers. Gotcha. You don't hear that like GTA. If it's not in Grand Theft Auto, how the fuck would I know?
I like that.
For real though, like
that's
how
the
would
real
I know?
shit.
Yeah, there's a purple and pink house by the beach, dude. I know that.
GTA is the ultimate supreme. They're the ultimate communicators of pop culture. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
They're the ultimate supreme. Every 15 years, they update their status.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it does. I was just talking to my homie about this last night. I'm passionate about it. Like, wait a second. In 2023, they told us, next holiday season is going to be, bro, it's been over that. You know what I mean? We're about going to the next holiday season in a couple months. Like, what?
Remember growing up, they would be like, mattress sale right now, pay no interest. And they'd be like, 2 years later? And you'd be like, God, remember as a kid, like 2010? That's forever from now.
Yeah.
And then thinking about GTA, just leave it at that. Like, when's the next fucking mattress sale? Like, you guys are going to lie. It's going to be 5 more years.
For real, bro.
And it's going to come out, we're all going to be like, it's worth the wait. It's incredible.
I mean, I think I can speak for everybody in this room damn near. Like, I'm gonna not like work or do anything with the first 3 days it comes out. I really want to lock in and play that motherfucker GTA 6. Yeah.
The VR version. Ooh.
Oh, I'm making VR?
You know what I'm saying? How crazy. What are you doing? I'm getting my money back from the stripper. Just in the room, just fucking doing this constantly. It's the Bart Simpson level. Don't worry about it.
It was a different world when they dropped that first. When they dropped last.
When the last one
now?
came
It was
out.
2012, no?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Those, like technology was in a different place.
I remember the day Vice City came out, and I got on the motorcycle, and Michael Jackson was playing. When I got on I stole it. Never looked back.
It was like iPhone 5 era.
I don't remember any of these things.
Oh, social media was like a brand new, or at least on your phone it was.
Yeah,
you know, like
Instagram still had the brown logo.
Yeah. I mean, you even like play GTA 5 like story mode. Like, it's funny that it reflects on like 2012 so perfectly. The fact that Michael got a different phone than Trevor. Trevor got a different phone from Franklin. Yeah. One got like a Windows phone, other Android, other iPhone or Pear phone. You know?
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like 90%. I do recall when it was like an even playing field for like all these different phone makers. Like Android was like, before the transition of like Apple and iPhone becoming like dominant, like it was somewhat like competitive for a moment.
They had the slider.
It was. I forgot about that.
Phones and shit.
Yeah,
talking about Blackberries.
Just phones in general were like super contemporary. Every like 6 months, it'd be like the new phone. You know. Now it's like everyone just has different eras of like iPhones. Really, you know. But I'm glad it's kind of like assimilated to where it's at now, because if you still gotta like deal with, you know, now there's only 2 chargers. Really, it's the Lightning and it's the douchebag one. It's the rich one. We get it. No, but there's 2 chargers, right? Like, imagine just walking around with your telephone style cable charger. You know what I mean? And none of your homies has the same one you have.
Yeah. Super.
I'm thankful. Like, I didn't grow up 20 years ago, 50 years later. I'm glad I'm growing. I'm alive right now. You know what I mean? Like,
it's easy.
Yeah, I'm glad that I saw the transition as a child, going from like, all right, let me call my homie's house phone. You know what I mean? Let me meet him halfway. Just the other things we used to do, and it's gotten into this because I would have hated it if I was 30 years old and I still had to like communicate that way. Like, hey, bro, I'm driving to your house right now. Take 40. Yeah, be there in 50 minutes. Just trust me. You feel me? Like,
dude,
trust was a thing back then. Because Jesus.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you watch any show, I'm like, meet me down there in 5 minutes. Like, how do you know where he's gonna be? Everybody was so much more dependent on being an adult back then. But now it's like, well, give me your address, asshole. I'm not gonna follow the map. I'm driving. But I used to have to pull out the map for my dad. That map when we used to do truck driving. Oh, follow it. I'm like, well, we're by the river's over there. Yes, this is the street. Oh,
yeah,
that shit sucked, dude.
That shit was. I just had to
have to hunt for food and shit.
Yeah, damn near right. I just had to print my pops like MapQuest directions. He used to do catering, right? We didn't have a printer, so I used to write this shit down. Mind you, I'm like 10 years old, so like I don't know. You know, if you're exiting off a freeway, you just gotta say I'm exiting off Hollywood Boulevard, whatever.
Take a right.
You know what I mean? But if you want to be technical about it, it says like exit 1B3 or something like that.
I hate
that. As a 10-year-old, I didn't know the difference between 1B3 and Hollywood Boulevard. So just even doing that, or just like, wait, there's 0.6 miles, and man, I wonder if I f my dad over a couple times, just giving the wrong, just right.
Tom guide. Yeah, the book, and then I moved to the book, and I was like, wow, how much cooler. Look at the index. Is that what it's called? To find it. Oh, that shit sucked. So the reason I'm bringing up, the other day I went to go drop off a rental. I always go pick up a rental. Yeah. And you know, sometimes when you put your maps in your phone, it'll like flip you around, and once you drive, it go, vroom,
yeah.
Like, oh, I almost went the wrong way.
Hit that shot.
So that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Phone died immediately after. My phone clicked on, said, take a right to go home. And I went, all right, because I know there's a mountain on either side of the valley. I'll go, they look the same. I was on DeSoto. I was in the like by Woodland Hill. Oh my God, dude. I drove the wrong way. I was high as I wasn't high. I was spacing out hard. Just driving, not paying attention, listening to music. I look up and go, that mountain looks so much different today. And I drove all the way 30 minutes the wrong way.
Oh, shit.
Flipped around, drove all the way back, still got lost because I didn't know where the turn was because I'm not used to that. It all looks the same.
Blood-curdling rage. Oh.
Marty, that's all I was experiencing. I was squeezing the steering wheel together so hard, I felt like it was going to go. Like, I was so mad. I guarantee I would have had like my own nail prints. And then I had to drive up north to Merced. Like, it's 2:00. I just caused myself in traffic. Now it's Friday. I was just thinking of all these things, just absolutely losing my mind. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, you know, being lost in 2025 doesn't happen often.
No.
But thing is, all I can see was 2 mountains. I went, well, which one is mine? And I picked the wrong one. So what I'm saying is, yes, I remember.
That's a real problem.
Yes, I'm glad to be growing up now, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Because growing up back then with my dad, I couldn't imagine being 30 with my dad truck driving with a map on his steering wheel. Well, I missed the exit.
Right.
No, you can't zoom in on that.
Or where the hell would I be hosting all these products, right? I had to have like some kind of like brick and mortar store.
You have to. If you were popping before the internet, you were popping.
Yeah. I would, yeah, for real. That's a different type of pop, right? We got like diet soda pop now. That back then it was like the real
Interchangeable. Now it's like that machine. You're like, no, there's 500 options. Back then it's like, well, you want squirt or fucking orange soda, dickhead? But they're both huge. That's why rappers before the internet are still around. They can still sell shows.
Sure.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but that guy Lil Skies was the biggest rapper in the world and hasn't put out a song in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it was the internet movement.
Yeah.
You know, like it just
100%
stopped.
That, and like I always wonder, like if I were to turn back time, if it was like 1989 and I'm at the point where I'm at right now, like where would I be in life? You know what I'm saying? Like if I was still in the same place, right? But like would I be selling my products at a store?
Yeah.
Am I hitting up in Target to see if they Hot Topic, you know what I mean?
Hot Topic, Spencer's, box lunch,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. You'd be the precursor to. Oh, I can't even imagine being popular and trying to
Shitty
get
weed.
shit done. Oh, 1989. You have to find the chronic and the crib. It's not like good weed is not in abundance.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine growing.
You'd have to be an alcoholic,
Right? You have to
That's
be
why
doing
we were
something
just
else.
drunk all the time back then.
Like, the weed sucks, dude, and coke is hard. For real, I couldn't. You're right. Growing up right now is the best thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
I can do anything from this.
Yeah.
My back was hurt for 6 days. I still got shit done. I was on the ground for 6 days. And still, that's the America. Still get shit done.
Is there anything that you've implemented that you've seen like online that really moves the needle, like when you've been scaling it up?
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, like might be like, well, we do exclusive small drops every time. We notice that small drops like sell out immediately, or like there's little things that we notice that just move the needle in our growth.
Doing content, doing photo shoots.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's the photo shoot stuff for sure. For one, I just want to shout out to Sky's the Limit. I think that they're like the poster child for all the brands right now. It's like they represent how to like communicate a lifestyle perfectly. Shout out to my
Sky's the
dog.
Limit.
Yeah, it's like a hood brand out here, but shout out to my dog Brian. He kills it. Like he knocks it out. But you know, with nothing personal, we just always ask ourselves, would you buy this if you were in the store? Like, does that add value to your life?
Thank you.
You know,
would you buy this if you were the? Would I buy this if I could choose? Like, I can get an 8 and a shirt, or I can get a quarter.
yeah,
No, I want that shirt, and I'll just take an 8. Like,
yeah,
me 15 again. Like, looking at the store, like, well, I can only afford one of these motherfuckers.
exactly.
Like, I need to be the one that you picked.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
Or when you go to school, like, you remember when you go to school with the new graphic team, like, wait till this motherfucker sees it. I just wait for your one home. Like, look at this shit.
exactly.
You know, it's like trading cards when you get a little older. Like, well, I'm not into Pokemon cards as much. Fashion. Every young kid gets into fashion when they hit about 13. This fool crispy white tees.
Yeah, just for that.
Just for that moment.
moment.
What's up?
Yeah,
Yep.
There's a moment of silence.
Yep.
And you just hear.
Ooh. Mark Echo started coming out with that character, dude. In all the scenes, a Tiger guy. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Remember them? Like, oh, you got that one? Bitch.
Yeah.
I kind of want it now. You got it. Fuck.
yeah.
But you remember that, like, spark of, like, oh. It comes back when you're older, too.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped for a
100%.
long time.
Yeah, and you know, we try to reflect on like what made us successful in the past, and I truly see like a trend of just as long as you keep creating new ideas and you know, sharing with people like, hey, this is something I would buy if I didn't know who it was. You know, I've learned to have like the exact same like interests as my audience, or they have the same interests as me. You know, if you want to like be like technical, the last 4 like in chronologic order, like the last 4 best-selling products, the latest one was the wall clock. That was my best seller last year.
This one?
Yeah. Right before that, it was the Stashbox a couple months prior to that. Before that, it was Bend Over Becky, you know, another ashtray with a shorty on it. And then it was the $1 million piggy bank. all of those are unique items. You know, more specifically the Stashbox and the wall clock. Those were items I had never dropped. You know what I mean? I don't have a SKU list of a gang of wall clocks, gang of stash containers. That wasn't me. But I kind of imagine those products as, hey, this is something I would want. This is something that I'm creating into the universe. So I know my audience is going to rock with it, you know? And it's always fun inviting people to the office because you're able to kind of crowdsource people's reactions on like, okay, what are people most excited about? Who did a backflip to what? And we just always try to have that open mind as like, you know, it doesn't have to be an ashtray every time, Blazzy. Doesn't got to be a candle. It just got to be something no one's ever seen before. You know what I mean? And it got to be something that is so familiar, but is so new to somebody that it fucks their head up.
Familiar, but new.
Yes.
That's hard. New nostalgia is almost
100%. Because, I mean, you think about it like the DVD Stashbox.
Every time I get hyped.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, it just has so many factors of pop culture, but it's still a unique item that, you know, you can't really compare it to something else.
We all try to make a stash box out of something.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's cut a pillow open or something.
Right. And that all started like a couple years ago. I just had an idea where it's like, man, what would make the perfect stash box? Like, if I was robbing somebody's house, like, what's the last place I'm looking for? It originally what turned into this stash box, the Super Stash Bro Stash Box with all the CDs. What inspired that was initially, just having that conversation. What could it be? I originally thought of like, man, what if I create a Dreyer's ice cream container and you put this thing in the freezer? Because the last thing I'm gonna think about if I'm robbing your crib or
take your ice cream.
Anybody's like, let me focus my time on this freezer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna go through under this guy's bed. I'm gonna check the closet. You know. Look at the paint, whatever it is. But you're not going to look at that. I ended up realizing like, okay, like that don't really sound cool. I want something people could showcase and share with their friends. So we ended up making the CD one, the video game one. But the wall clock itself is, you know, shares that same train of thought. Like, man, I would love to have a clock on the wall. Okay, well, what would you like on the wall, Blazzy? And what's like, how are you going to juxtapose it into like this setting? And you start thinking about it. Cool, I want to do a gas station sign. And that's so perfect because it's going to be a digital sign. And most gas stations use that digital font for their gas prices. So, you know, plug and play on that and boom, you got it. But that's really why I just try to focus on is like, what are you going to be able to do to change people's perspective on like this thing? And, you know, you realize a lot of these items share the same dimensions. You know, there's, for instance, we went viral a couple of years ago when we released these matches. I wish I brought all this shit, bro.
I have them.
Okay, you've
seen
them.
They're in my office.
Yeah, so it's we got together. We're like, cool. I want to develop some matches, and it's ironic that you know, they could fit on this crate. My homie had a crate. We put them in there. We're like, man, what if, you know, what else you put in a crate? Albums. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and just put a whole album collection. We sold 2,000 in a couple hours.
What? For real?
When we originally dropped those, yes.
Oh, shit.
On everything. Yeah, we dropped the West Coast and the East Coast of all the classic East Coast albums in a crate and all the greatest West Coast albums. We called it greatest match hits. It's like matches.
Hard.
So each crate is just its own product, basically?
It looks like a crate of records.
Yeah.
But there's just matchbooks, and each matchbook was an album.
Gotcha.
And I just want to like go off on a slight tangent and just kind of share with people who are watching. Like, people often associate creativity with like a big budget or like you got to have you got to have unlimited amount of money to like create what you want. That was a perfect example of the opposite. That was something that where the crate, once we took it to our manufacturer and got the whole thing set up, it ended up being 10 cents, that crate. You know, the matches are around $0.25 each. So you're spending around like $1.50 after the box and shipping and handling, whatever. You know, and that's something that, you know, you're making it for less than, you know, a McDouble. You could go ahead and really scale this item right here. But, you know, and that's what I try to focus on now. You know, I'm not really necessarily like excited about the exclusive items. I want my stuff to be appreciated by everybody. Like, a lot of people do want to become Supreme. They do want to become this like exclusive, like you don't got it type brand. But people forget there's companies like Barbie, like Hot Wheels,
Yeah,
like WWE action figures, G.I. Joe. Like, I want to develop something along those lines, something that everyone could appreciate. Because once you get into like the hype market, it's fickle. You know what I mean? You're chasing something that's we call it fleeting. Is that the right word? Yeah. Like you really want to capture something that's creative and you become appreciated based off of that. Murakami is someone who found himself in the middle. He's always been developing art, but the hype market found him and kind of developed it, rather than him trying to like really search and grasp this hype market by having a drop and having like 10 items available so it sells out instantly. Like that whole train of thought, like I said, like when streetwear peaked, that's where it stopped at. Like 2017, 2018, that's when the exclusivity market kind of like was starting to go away. Now it's really based on community. You see like the biggest brands out right now all champion community. You know what I mean? If you look at FTP, if you look at Hellstar, you know, they have a whole football team right now. Shout out to Shawnee and Juice, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They have a football team. I don't really know the specifics, but they're on ESPN about it. Like it's for kids.
Oh, sick.
If you go on Hellstar's Instagram, you could check their following. It's like Hellstar Sports, but it's an official football like touring team where it's the whole shit where they do tournaments and they're all official. Nike's involved in all that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's dope. But they're creating a community amongst itself. I think the biggest brand in the country is Hellstar, if you ask me, as far as streetwear.
Yeah,
they
for
kill
sure.
it. Shout out to my boys. I think on a global level, it's Cortez.
Never heard of it.
They're a big brand in England. Huge. Supreme collabs, matter of fact. Nike collabs. All these big names work with him. But they really are known for the community that they develop. Like that's the stuff that gets people going. Like they, you know, in order to bring a bigger crowd, they already gotta see a crowd that exists. You know what I mean? I think like part of like the Travis Scott concerts or the Playboi Carti concerts is the fact that it's just chaos. He's learned to kind of like make that his identity, and that's built a wild community for himself. You know, you look at like Zach FTP, the thing he's developed the last 10 years, like, you know, he's able to become an identity for a lot of kids. You know, a lot of people who didn't think that they were like being catered to now have a home. And back to this whole point of like what makes a good product. It's like, just staying true to your creativity and not going towards like the whole hype market just because
catering to something. It's catering to, like you said, I found a lot of my fans like what I like.
Exactly.
That's why I made those stupid ass pictures. I'm like, someone's gonna like this.
Yeah.
I made it because I like robot chicken.
Exactly. It's a blessing to have that. You know what I mean? You have a real priceless community if they could get down with your influences just as much as you are, you know? But yeah, that's the way I always try to perceive it. It's like, for a while when I first started, the hot thing to do was like, hey, let's only have the site open for the weekend. You know what I mean? It's not becoming.
I've seen people do that shit.
So
it almost annoys me.
Yeah, so I did the whole, you know, I've been around the ringer. I've been around the block when it comes to streetwear for 5-6 years. So I could really speak on this last like 7-year transition that I've like witnessed. You know, it went from itemized sellouts where it's like, cool, we're only gonna have 300 units, which is starting to come back. It went to that. It transpired to, all right, now it's going to be a time basis of a sellout. Like, cool, we're shutting the shop off on Monday. So everyone got to, you know, run up the orders for us. We're like, we're going to flip this in 2 weeks for y'all. Deadline's Monday. The site's closed until the next drop. And
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I hate it too. And, you know,
it makes me think that I didn't find the right site. Like, so
exactly.
It's just off?
And it's just like,
bugs me.
You know, it's kind of ridiculous to think, especially once you start considering different forms of entertainment, like music, like food, like sports. For me to listen to my favorite Dave Blunt song takes me 5 seconds. I don't have to go on his website and it's sold out. There's no more listens available. I could hear that song in like 10 seconds. It's available. So you become more like engaged with the creator. With clothing, that's the biggest brick wall you got to deal with, is like ego of just like, man, this is the way the brand should go. I shouldn't have this available at all times. But I've learned that once you make it available, then you're really able to embrace your community. And you look at people like in LA, like Asali, shout out to my boy Milo, shout out to Desto Dub at Cough Syrup. They're open 7 days a week. You know what I mean? They really defy that whole idea of just keeping it based
Available.
around time, and it's unavailable for this long, and you look around LA, that's all fools wear just because it's like, okay, if I want this hoodie, I can go get it. That doesn't make it whack.
All Fallout Coasters like Diamond, the way it just everyone's rocking it.
Yeah. I'm very proud of Dub as well, man, for just like creating what he's developed. Damn, I had a really good point to mention. Oh yeah, Kate. Yeah. I mean, during this time, back to my whole point about like 2017, 2018 transition of like hype ending. I think a perfect example of all this, as ironic as it sounds, is Balenciaga. When they first came out with their sock runner shoes, it wasn't no Jordan release where like only 10 stores has them. Man, you can go to Nordstrom, you go on Essence.com, you go to Balenciaga store. Anytime you want to go grab those. The triple S's, all these different like shoe trends that they had, they never made it so it's extremely hard to get. You were able to grab these whenever you want. Same with Rick Owens. People love those Ramones kicks, the ones that look like Converse. But I feel like people weren't going to be able to engage with it if they weren't so available. But that doesn't mean it's lame. You could say the same thing about Air Forces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vans, all that. It's like they've learned to accept that, like, no, this is a community, and like we gotta embrace
Vans is
it.
a great example.
Because like, how lame would it be if you were like 14 and you couldn't get some old school skate highs or something like that?
That's the only shoe that I wear slides today because my back hurts. I wear high skate 8s only.
Imagine it was some like stupid Jordan that only comes out every 7 years. You gotta go on eBay to get a new pair.
People do that shit, but I don't give a enough.
Exactly.
I don't walk with my feet straight anymore. I haven't done that in a long time, dude.
Yeah.
I got you get over that.
Yeah.
You get over the fact like it's shoes. Like when you first get your car, like, oh my god, I still do that, but like like, oh, some dirt fell, it's okay, I'll clean it.
You have kids, then it's just over all that shit.
That's different, Marty. Marty has murals in his car, I bet, just crayons.
And if you think about it, I think like the sneaker market, that's how they kind of died. Is the fact that they never found their escape from the hype market, and then it kind of died along with that whole identity. Because I mean, sneakers have like been on the decline for what feels like 5 years since COVID. Blame it on COVID for not allowing these like these pop-up moments or whatever to occur at like Foot Locker. But I think that like they've become less interesting just because people are like embracing the whole community. There's slower trends starting to take on. You look at like shoes like Solomon, these like crazy running shoes, or even like a brand like Arc'teryx. You know what I mean?
Saying much shit I've never heard in my life, man. Yeah, I wish I could just, as you say it pops up like as if it's edited already, so I can just see it over your head. Like, oh yeah.
But these are all these brands that are just available at all times. You know what I mean? And that's the best part about it. Yes.
It's long lasting.
The scarcity model seems like it's more like for an up and coming brand. Like getting off the ground. Like it's almost like crowdsource model.
Exactly. You're able, I guess, to like capture a moment in a bottle, and that's kind of what like helps grow it initially for sure. But after a while, like the people who kill it are the ones who, even on a design level, as we're saying, it's like it's the ones who make all that shit available for sure.
Like weed.
Yeah.
Like even some of the growers we love are like, dude, he only grows 3 pounds a month. I love it. It's fire. But what about the guy that has it all the time?
It's annoying.
Like right now, you can love your Connect at home. If he doesn't answer, you're going to find another one.
Yeah.
And he always has weed. And he's going to win.
Yeah.
Even though the other shit's better. And you like him more. Yeah. And he's got a community.
That's kind of...
You don't have enough.
It's ironic you're saying that because for some reason, all these high fools in the weed department, weed game, they all forgot about that. And it's very much like the hype market again.
Right now,
there's
weed?
only like
100%.
Yeah, there is only X amount of pounds of this.
Like,
there's only X amount of the plushies we made for this release, you know? And like it's really became like, oh, you need to have it right now. But weed's something that's kind of hard to perceive it that way, just because with clothing it makes sense. I buy a shirt from Supreme 5 years ago. I could still use it. I can't do the same with weed. I'm gonna want to consume it in the next couple days. You know, I'm smoking the product away.
It's gonna be gone. I mean, the packaging is cool. All that shit's tight. It's just if you have more weed, you're gonna win. Just like with like I said, I've been telling him lately, like the hype's gone. There's no hype right now. Like there's no reason that Fairfax is fucking packed. Like it's sad to see, but there's no And like you said, blame it on COVID. I don't know what it is, but I think everybody got maybe too cool, or everybody like the weed. Everybody and their mom sells weed now. It's like, damn, everybody and their mom's got a clothing company. It kind of drowns out. Like, nobody wants to be a supportive fan more than like, well, I'll buy. I'm hyped up about everybody's shit if it's cool. And I think a lot of people don't think that way right now.
Yeah.
It's more like, well, I'm pretty awesome. If they want to give me shit, they can give me. Like Supreme, every underground artist, look at their first shit. When they blew up, Supreme headband, Supreme box logo. Like, it was sick to have. Like, oh, you got that shit? Like, yeah, they sent it to me.
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, let me ask you something. So, when it comes to like brands that you've witnessed grow and kind of like make that crossover from having only a dozen pounds or so to like having like a full blown operation, do you think that there's a certain ceiling that they hit where it's like now it's like QC isn't on it as hard?
Well, what it is once they bring in outside people to invest, and then that person's like, well, we need to hit this margin. Well, all right, we'll put the 7 B grade in there this time, and next time only A, right? Never again, right? And they go, well, damn it, 200K more. Nobody even said nothing. I got like 3 DMs about it. Let's do it again. And then it just goes, well, what about the C? I made 400K more? Well, I do want that boat. And then now it's a C. And then they go, well, I sold off 20% of this. Now it's a C minus.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, you know what you used to be like? And then they go, I am rich as fuck. I don't get. And that's what happens to people.
Yeah.
I think. Because there's not a lot of people that stay just them in the weed market.
100%. And there's just so much outside money that people are willing to like pour into it. And all these it's cash, but you know what I'm saying? There's just so much like bread coming into where it eventually will influence like your decision making. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like shout out to all the big ass brands out there, right? But I've never seen someone like dominate and stay dominative. You know what I mean?
No, not in the rec market. In the black market, it'll last for 2 years, a year, and then it just goes away. I don't know what it is about the weed. It's ever changing, dude. There's not like the Drakes and Kendrick Lamars of it. Like, yeah, these fools are always going to be popping.
There's no like
it doesn't stay that way all the time.
Yeah, there's no Chipotle bowl. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, it's what you're gonna get every time. It's always like,
exactly.
There is not that every pre-roll. I get
Chipotle ain't a good example, but you get it.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
no, 100%. You're gonna go Taco Bell burrito, like not in the terms of quality, just like it's staple. It's a staple every time, always.
Do you think as a culture we're just getting higher? Like, and like our kind of threshold to become.
I think our culture is getting mediocrity. Mediocre shit is just like, it's okay. People are like, I'm okay with a C.
Yeah.
With everything.
Damn.
That's what I think is going on. And then people that
so you think we've seen a drop in quality?
Oh yeah. Since like 2019 to 2020.
Yeah. Weed smells different for
weed,
sure.
Some stay going up, but weed is constantly here at a slow decline.
Yeah. Becomes competitive. Everyone tries to beat themselves to
with
the bottom.
With the same fucking pack.
Yeah.
Our shit's better, but it's the same fucking white label pack. You have a different bag with a better marketing scheme.
Literally.
Which is okay. People need their fucking McDonald's and people need that shit. They want it. Some people love McDonald's. But like, I'm not trying to eat that shit.
Yeah.
I get it.
That was our critical thinking from like 2020 to 2022, working with all these different weed brands. You know, Runts brought me along, and we met a lot of different brands who needed rebranding. And that's all we focused on. And that was a majority of the conversation. It's like the flower was good already. You know what I mean? That shit's already green.
It's everything else.
It's everything else. It's like, hey, Blazzy, we need a logo, or we need some weird die cut bag to make this drop exciting. But now it's like gone into a whole different monster where it's like
Christmas Day.
You know, but I think the consumers are responding, because oftentimes than not, you go through like the comment section of these viral like weed bags, they're all saying like,
people are bored.
Oh, what's the flower like? You know, or
and people are bored though. Like,
yeah,
it's cool to see new shit. You see the Turbo Man?
Turbo Man.
Somebody had an 8th. It's a fucking Turbo Man from, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, fucking Jingle All the Way. It's a fucking action figure. You open it up, there's an 8th in it.
Yeah.
The box and everything. Like,
yeah.
People are going
Yeah,
hard.
I do like. I think it's now became like a dog show of just products,
like a dog show.
which everyone just having like the craziest science.
I saw
project.
like a burger and fries one or something.
Yes,
Remember
I
that?
literally saw that. Like somebody like
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like don't buy it if you don't want it, but also like at least it made me stop and go tight. Because weed's boring right now. Like what it is, dude. Everyone's rolling a backwood with candy purple in it, and they don't know the fucking difference between that strain and the next. Like this one tastes a little different. It's OG, asshole. It's not even the purple weed you fucking smoke every day. Most people are just bottled water. Only very few people go, oh, I don't drink that bullshit. Right. And very few people, it's water.
It's a great ananalogy. Because then you have sprayed weed, Dasani.
Oh my God, Dasani. Exactly. There's so many comparisons and like.
But people love Dasani.
People love Dasani. They sell it everywhere.
I just saw something came out where they were like, these bottled waters are actually just tap water.
Yes, a lot of them.
That?
A lot.
Dasani's for sure there.
One of them, I don't remember if it was Dasani or one of them like that, but a big one like that was definitely on the list.
Fuck.
It is what it is, dude.
Yeah.
But that's what's going on, and the hype in the clothing is gone.
Yeah,
like I went by Fairfax, and it's a fucking ghost town.
Oh, you go there, it's dead.
There's more people at the chicken spot.
It's depressing. Yeah, and Dave's is the new Supreme on that block.
Oh man, now Hundreds is gone, dude.
Yeah, yeah. That whole. I mean, I think it all comes down to like the way we work as consumers. I think that like at one point Fairfax was a location where cool, I'm not buying this online. Let me grab it in person. The way things have gone where it's like it's all exclusive, it's all online, I think it's kind of pushed people away from that street. Also, when I was going through Fairfax as like a teenager, as a young adult, I felt like I was being pushed off that street just because you go into these stores and they're just ran by the craziest douchebags that don't give a fuck about you.
It did used to be bad, dude.
Yeah.
Like at Supreme specifically. They've called my homie anything. Oh my! You're
better off talking to a brick wall than asking for like, hey, do you have this shirt in XL? They're gonna look at you like a goofy.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
never come back. We went there once. The guy was so cool, and I go, "This is the first time they've ever been chill." Yeah. Supreme people that work there for some reason, the second you work there, you become a dickhead.
Oh,
yeah,
weird.
It's my homie goes there every drop. The one that has the store basically. It's almost as if they just, hey, the guy's here. Let's treat him like shit. Like collectively, every guy's like, hey, this guy, right? No XLs.
Make sure you don't buy shit.
Yeah, make sure he gets nothing. He's not reselling it. He's just, his house is fucking, you know those guys.
Yeah.
But yes, oh man, they're dicks. But now, like you're saying, when I sit here exclusive, I'm not waiting in line to not get something.
Yeah, for real.
So I get it. It's nothing but Asian foreign exchange students waiting and shit now. That's the only people that line up on Fairfax still.
Because they're still green to it. They haven't like understood that like maybe you don't want this, you know?
They don't get it, but they're selling it back home, so they'll go.
Because even when I do some reflecting and like, you know, I kind of look at myself. I went to a Supreme drop one night. It was for the Gucci Mane box logo shirt. And I was one of the kids who got there at like 11 p.m. on Fairfax, right? Left my like airport job, got there middle of the night. I was in the same spot from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Just 100 people more in front of me this time. They're all crowded up. I tried to go on for the online drop, didn't make it. I'm like, cool, let me just thug it out. Let me get it in person. I got work at 3 p.m. It was like 1 p.m. I'm like, I need a bounce. Never went to another like drop kind of release thing. Just because I was like,
it doesn't need to be that slow either. Just sell me a shirt, move next.
Exactly.
Next. They want that shit.
Yeah. But I think that kind of like shooed a lot of people away because then you start developing a resellers market where, all right, you don't want to wait in the Supreme line? Cool. $20 extra, $50 extra. And then they start going to that rather than just finding it all on Fairfax. But Fairfax, yeah, it's a dying street. I think Melrose is coming back.
I passed by the other day. There was like 3 shots with lines, dude.
Yeah.
I haven't seen lines in so long.
Yeah. Shout out to, like I said, shout out to Asali. He's a brand who has their store across the street.
What's the brand called?
Asali.
Asali.
Yeah, it's this shit with like Chapo and Pablo Escobar on like sweatsuits. It's all over the place, but it's like some like single print sweatsuit. Anyways, very popular brand, very very popular. They have their shop across the street from Fairfax High. Prior to that, he was like in the fashion district in LA. saw, you know, cool amount of people come in every day. His shop now looks like Macy's. Like it's just like fucking 36 kids just moving around walking because they're getting embraced. They're getting their sizes. They have the XL in the back, and you know he's reaping the benefits of that. But I think they're bringing new life to Melrose because he's for sure one of those stores that has a line outside usually.
It's by where the flea market is.
Yeah, right there across the street from the gas station.
Yeah, that's one of them. There was like 3 stores that had a lot. Well, awful lot of cough syrups out there now.
Mm-hmm.
They had hella fools outside. It's like the old No Jumper store.
Exactly, literally
life.
Next door neighbors to them.
Yeah, it's just life. That's all you want to see. And then Cool Kicks across the street, right?
Yeah,
just people doing things. Mm-hmm. That's all you want to see. Like I get happy when I go my hometown. There's people outside on Main Street. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to see that it's not all dying.
They also got that Marathon Burger that just opened, which does not see the end of that line.
I was in that line for 20 minutes for the OGG thing when I went. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so, yo, do you guys have a pass? I go, they're like, this is the burger line. I was waiting for 20 minutes in the long line. Because I could see the parties right here by the burger line.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the line to get in. Bitch was dressed nice as to get burgers. I thought she was there for the event. I was standing behind her for so long.
It was like
an
opening event.
It was an opening event, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
but that street's finding like a new identity. It's building life back on it, you know? You got Cookies right there as well. Like, that whole shit's gonna, I can see it growing back, you know, blossoming.
It's coming back. It has to. Things come in waves,
it'll just be
dude.
a new era. It wouldn't be the same as what it was 6 years ago, but...
Too cool in this one, but at least they're there.
Yeah.
People are down to be like, yo, let me get a fucking picture of fucking Tyler Creators. I was at the golf store. Now people are like, yo, sorry about it. There's like people too cool to get hyped right now, I feel.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man.
It's the effects of the hype market, man. That's what it was.
Well, they're dead now. So hopefully it'll be rebirth of like cool shit.
Yeah, people got used to it, it seems like. It has to kind of go away.
It became too cool, and like every rapper was at every single thing. It's like, well, I'll see him next time. And the weed events, I'll go to the next one. And then now they're like, scarce. They used to be every weekend.
Yeah.
They got played the fuck out.
You got watered down.
That's all that happened. I'm not trying to go again.
Especially those weed events, like all the what do you call it, sessions as they refer to them.
Yep.
I used to have an office next door to one in the fashion, not the one you went to, but I went prior on San Pedro and 14th Street, like in the heart of like not the heart of Fashion District, but we in Fashion District. Next door neighbor was a secret sesh. That shit used to get shot up. Fools would get robbed. Police would just post up outside my shit.
God.
My homies done been arrested just from being at my spot, just from like the activity in the area. But I used to go there a couple times, and I'd be like, damn, they're really like trying to see who could have the lowest ounce for sale.
Yeah, $10 zips, $30 ounces of butter, shatter. Like the lowest man wins at those things.
Yeah, the most ridiculous wholesale deals, bro. Exactly. There's always some funky edible guy in there in the mix.
Then he made that fucking brand. He made it that day.
Yeah,
fucking a staple sign and
just
shit.
Dipping his fingers in it and shit all day.
I've eaten some horrible edibles before.
What about like shrooms and psychedelics and shit?
You know what? I'll be very honest with y'all. They terrify me.
You never done them?
I've done them a gang of times.
Oh, okay. But you get scared.
The last like 5 years,
Were you busy?
I had my craziest trip was on. I did some shrooms in one of the biggest artists in the world commissioned my team to design a collection from, right? So I'm like, you know what? This is a big deal. Let me go ahead and get a whole B&B in the woods. So we got some crazy one in like the middle of Oregon, beautiful spot, snowing. Took a gang of shrooms as you should. You know what I mean? Half of the team doesn't like do drugs and do smoke or anything like that. They're just straight edge. The other half, we party animals, right? So we doing this shit, and I'm getting visuals. I took like 4 or 5 grams, bro. It was like, I was just like, fuck it. This was, if there's any place to do shrooms, it would be in this cabin with all my friends, with no stress on my back. Let me lock in. So we did it in like 3 different ways. We ate them raw, and then we put them in like a lemon tea. You know what I'm saying? We're getting like creative with it. I started getting visuals. Everything kind of got like a GTA San Andreas render to it. It's all flat. Like the walls, it ain't just like a collection of blues. It's just one flat blue. One thing led to another. It was one of those situations where like I now understand people say like, oh, I met God off of that shit. I did.
Shit.
it was the most scariest things. And you know, I referenced my grandma like earlier on this show when I was like 15. She passed away. Rest in peace. I don't even really think about her too often. You know, I was very young when she passed. She was in. I met her again, bro. She's telling me, "Oh, make sure you know your mom's happy and she's good." I'm over here crying, bro, in my bedroom. I just had like a crazy trip, and everything after that. Every time I would try to trip on shrooms, it just sends me to a negative space. I don't know why. I've heard do it in your best situation. Do it in your worst. Do it alone.
Well, it's just the universe telling you you don't need these right now.
Yeah. One of the last times I did it, I used to pour up. I recently quit last year, but I used to sip at least once a week. One of the last times I had tripped on shrooms for some reason, I thought it'd be a great idea to pour up and to take shrooms. One thing about shrooms is they'll take you down a roller coaster of you thinking you're extremely tired and you being restless.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go to sleep on shrooms for some reason. At least I can't. Lean's another thing, you know, it's opiate. You're literally, you know, you're like trying to go to sleep. That's like the end goal. And the shroom just kept me up and you're just wired. Oh my God. It was like speedballing or some shit, bro.
Roller coaster.
Psychedelic speedballing. And then like the definite last time, it was like last April or something like that. My homie just went to a restaurant like, yo, you want to take a shroom? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. And then I was just super conscious of it. I'm like, bro, I do not like how I feel. It was just like you ate a bad edible.
Dirty feeling.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. You can't get it in your own skin.
Yeah, you literally, you feel like groggy. You got groggy off the shroom. Shit. Yeah, I've taken shrooms also like in Vegas with like hundreds of people around me, you know, stressing out. Like,
I don't know if I could do it.
Bro, I had to take like a ice cold shower when I got back to my hotel room to try to like even myself out.
Yeah,
it was one of them. It was one of them pill. Yeah, it was with one of my exes. It was like a pill capsule. I just took one.
Those are you don't know what it is.
Yeah, took two. Oh, that shit don't hit me. Okay, I feel a little sensation. Let me play with it then. 3, 4. Oh, I could do 6, and then boom, you're like, you're fucked. You know. But I think like I told my homie, I feel like I know too. Like acid, truly, in my opinion, made me more creative. When I was like 19, 20, I went to San Francisco for the first time. Like regular fucking first time acid trip story, right? Like I took acid there, went to like Hippie Hill, and I just recognized all the architecture and just realized like, damn, this is all compacted. This is not constructed, but it's just created like perfectly, and then it just made me look at cover art differently. Like, cool, you know, you want to compact this logo right here. I don't know. What I'm trying to get at is acid made me more creative, but I started taking it from like 20 to 24. And then at the age of 24, I realized like, bro, you don't want to burn yourself out. Because growing up, I knew fools that were just like, did too much acid. You could wave a hand in front of them, they don't react, you know? So like, I do not want to get like that. And, you know, I feel like I'm like 2 acid trips away from that, you know? It's all good. You know, I got work to do and shit.
That's why I don't do acid. I'm scared I'm going to change my shit.
You ever done acid?
One thing I haven't tried.
Okay, yeah, I've done it like 5 times, I want to say. But yeah, I feel like I really did unlock a piece of my brain. Do I think like anyone should take it? No. You know, I kind of got lucky. You know, you really shake the dice with that kind of...
And that's something I'm not trying. My luck's weird.
Yeah.
First time, like, oh, he's weird now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fucked over. If it's just one time, like,
Could you
damn.
imagine, dude? I'd be so sad. Can't do the show no more.
I had a homie who did...
Shit.
That was his first experience on DMT, and he said, like, bro, he like admits it to me once a year, like, bro, I've never been the same since. Like,
I had people say that to me about drugs.
Yeah,
that's never good, dude.
No, yeah,
especially I don't know, just personality changes. I can't do.
Yeah, because then
anything that does that,
it affects your sober being. I feel like myself, I'm almost perma-fried, where my identity is the same sober as it is high. Like there's not really like a shift on it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Maybe if I'm like drunk or something like that, then I'll be a little more loose, you know. But
I'm the same always. I feel you, but I don't think it's perma-fried. I think you just handle drugs well.
Yeah. Oh shit! Don't tell me that.
You just handle drugs well because I'm like, how much you smoke? Nothing. Versus the same look, but how much you smoke? A zip. Same fucking face.
Yes. I could talk to my mom whether I'm blasted high,
doesn't matter,
or I'm dead sober. I'm probably gonna react and talk to her the same way. You know,
edibles different. I'll just be a little more like
edibles is putting you to sleep. That's one
tired,
thing.
Dude.
That's one thing about flour too that I don't know if it got to do with my spine or some shit, but I don't get sleepy off weed.
Oh no.
It keeps me up if you want to be real.
Always.
The worst thing I should do before I go to sleep is smoke a blunt. Because what I would do is just stay on my phone for 3 hours.
Well, tobacco too might be getting you.
Yeah, that rush, right?
Hit the bong.
Yeah, the bong is always fire. I go through my phases in weed all the time. Like there'll be like
Every
4
couple
months. Yeah, 4 months I'm a joint guy.
Yep.
4 months, it, the darkest blanket, fine. Give me a grava, you know. I go in a spliff mode for a moment, you know. Then I'm the dabbing dude. You know what I'm saying?
It happens though.
Yeah.
Right now I'm dabbing heavy. I got a bunch of ice hash. My homie makes raws. I'm like, don't squish it. Let me just get the hash, ice hash. So I've been just smoking straight ice hash for like 2 days. It's narcotic.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I need to just go to like I need to sleep, but I'm not high. I'm just tired. I went to bed at 3 a.m. still. Dabs keep me awake, dude.
Edibles will knock you on your ass though, or do they do that for you?
They do. They make me want to be like, okay, I'll sleep.
Yeah, because one thing that feels amazing is waking up from an edible, especially when you're like, I love it. If you don't got shit to do the next day, if it's a light day,
oh, that's incredible.
If it's summer, if it's oh god, summer break. If it's a heavy day, you shouldn't have been doing edibles to begin with.
Always do. I always do it to myself, dude.
I really messed up a couple years ago. They had the tinctures; those were really like popular, where it's just like droplets. Oh my god, bro! You would think it was lean. What? I was just at the fucking red light.
I just put a bunch of my water the other day.
Oh my god, yeah. You feel like 10% less high. Like, cool, let me up it again. Let me get another droplet.
It's like an IV drip, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I don't notice when I'm high. I don't know the difference.
You know what? Like,
wait, I am high. Yeah, you're right. I am high.
Like, I just hit this joint like 10 minutes ago. I feel sober.
Yeah. Like, I know I smoked, but it's not like we said the other day, I take it for granted. I remember smoking a blunt or rolling a blunt. Go, where should we smoke this? Because you know it's gonna be an experience. Like, damn, we got one blunt. Let's go. But now it's like a blunt. Like, I don't want to roll another one. Fuck, I got shit to do. Hold on.
Yeah.
Blunt's right here. Still smoking. Like, all right, fuck it. It's different now that you're busy. When you're not busy, weed is just the best fucking option.
Yeah, I love an off day where like all I'm doing, like, do y'all ever like bore yourself for fun?
What do you mean?
So I have like a jam-packed week, right, of just like computer work, meetings, ABC, and then every so often a Saturday or Sunday will be reserved to just doing nothing.
But what do you mean bored?
I'm gonna walk my dog. I'm gonna go walk to a restaurant, and then I'm just gonna watch YouTube and play Cyberpunk until I go to sleep.
That sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, I'll try to do that just to like release myself from any stress, recalibrate. You know what I mean? You process your stress and your day going on walks, playing video games. So it helps you just like clear your mind, honestly.
I got too much shit to do. Someone will break that. It'll get broken somehow.
That's why I try to reserve it on weekends, because you always got that like professional excuse to be like, hey, bro, I operate from Monday to Friday. You know, if you want to be a jackass about it. So Saturdays all like
Sunday, maybe a Sunday.
Yeah, Sundays is good. But like, you got to reserve a day to just like literally kick a can on the road and walk to Starbucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but to walk to a restaurant, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. When you walking to a thing, it's way different than parking and shit. Like, I remember the last time I walked to the movie theater was the movie Jack and Jill, Adam Sandler movie. I was drunk, shit-faced drunk with Rosie when we were still just friends. We walked to the movie theater. It was like half a mile away, or a mile away. I was like,
that's a push.
That's fun, especially when you're fucked up.
Yeah,
every curb dip is a new adventure. Shit, dude,
for real.
Everything's fun.
Yeah, no, walking, you could solve all life's problems by just doing that. I always, man, it's always embarrassing when you run into a friend when you're walking.
I swear to God, I just didn't want to drive. I have my car still.
Oh my God.
Depends on what town.
Right?
Hometown, you can't walk or ride a bike. Everything's on drugs.
I got a DUI like 3 years ago.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, it ended up getting dropped down to Wet and Reckless, which I don't know if that's worse based off the name.
Funny name though.
Yeah, a judge telling you
Wet and Reckless.
Yeah, well, we're breaking it down to Wet and Reckless. That's the punishment in itself. You know, you gotta walk around
on your
record.
What are you in here for? I was wet and reckless. Sounds
like Diddy, gang, get out of here.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, I got arrested for that. But anyways, you know, I didn't, you know, I got hit with the DUI, so I couldn't drive. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to walk to work today. I used to live in Koreatown, and like walking to my office at the time was like,
wait.
It's a good 5 miles.
Koreatown to where you just
that's
left?
on LA, yeah.
Bro, it's far as
Yeah. It's a good 2-hour walk. Go put a podcast, go put some music on your headphones, you know? But then I'll run into supporters. You really got something to explain.
Swear to God, dude.
I'm just doing it for fun.
Exercise.
Yeah, exactly.
You're wearing a full jean outfit. You sure you don't want to ride? It's summertime.
I was like, I like that for sure. But now I like kind of elevated a bit. Now I got like a scooter. You still look crazy on the sidewalk with this bulky ass like electric thing.
It's full dressed all nice on a fucking bird.
Dead ass, bro. Going to Target
with bags.
Yes.
Coming back with bags on a scooter.
I like a challenge, you know.
You're a New Yorker at heart, man.
Man, you think so? I went to New York. I love it. Hey, shout out to my New Yorkers out there. One thing I can't get behind is the trash on the floor.
It's fucking rampant, right?
It's kind of weird. Someone from like Cali,
even the bag of shit.
Yeah,
in the nicest hotel, 62 bags outside. I get you have to dump it where you're gonna put it.
Like, what if it rains? Whoa. It rains there like once
all the time.
You know?
Well, it's weird, dude. There's so much. It looks like a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Bags, steam. What the fuck? Like the Ninja Turtles. It's everything I imagined.
Literally. Yeah, it's literally just a big ass wasteland. But beyond that and the whole rat situation, it's like
I just like walking.
It feels like you're in Spider-Man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's dope.
It does.
Yeah.
Like any moment someone's gonna blow up that wall and take that fucking bank safe.
Do you think you could ever relocate from outside California? Do you think you love it?
If I didn't do the show, I would have left to New York.
For real? What?
So much cooler.
Yeah.
You get anywhere just on your feet.
You
taking a train, taking a bus, put a little gun in your pocket. You're fine. Anything in New York's fine if I can go, get away from me. Yeah, that's the only bad part about New York. Like, what if I get mugged?
Yeah.
What if there's a guy with a knife? There's rats everywhere. I'm not wrestling some motherfucker at the ground. I'm gonna shoot you.
My favorite thing about LA is like just the houses. Like front yard, a backyard.
That area, like Pasadena area with the plantation style houses where the shit goes all the way around.
Yeah. They got some fat ass cribs down there. I love it.
I was there yesterday for the Pasadena marathon.
Oh, really?
Rosie read it. NASA, that area where NASA is, it's creepy. I think it's fake house. Nobody lives there. Nicest neighborhoods in LA. The
really?
Pasadena Rose Bowl area.
Fuck, it's nice. Once they have that bridge right next to it called like Suicide Bridge.
I don't like that bridge.
Yeah.
I don't like driving over there.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why they would put a gate right in front of that bridge. You know, with all due respect, if someone's like at that moment where
gate's not gonna do shit.
They decided like, cool, this is the way I'm gonna dip. A gate isn't gonna do anything. They're trying to like see it through. You know what I'm saying? They gotta like either close that bridge or just accept the lore.
Okay, that's a different bridge I'm thinking of then. I'm talking about the one you drive over to go to like the downtown Pasadena. I hate it.
It's one of those. Yeah, okay. It's just like,
it. Why do you have to be up this high? Just take me on the fucking road over there. Why do I gotta do a bridge?
Yeah,
I'll go 40 yards that way.
It's literally that.
Why
yeah,
is Maps doing that?
I think we're on the same. It's that old school. Got a bunch of light.
Yes, I don't like
pictures.
That shit, dude. But the area is nice as fuck.
It's beautiful.
But I would go to LA. I would go to New York. But LA's different. LA's just so spread out. New York, I just feel like, dude, if I really wanted to, I'm not a robber or anything. But damn, I'm talking about, what if I get mugged? That's why you can rob people so easy in New York. I'll get away from you. I feel like if I committed a murder and a cop looked at me, I might get away.
Just back into the crowd.
I'm just gonna You ever see a movie? You can dip through people's fucking apartments, run off a fucking fire escapes, go through the manhole, see the Foot Clan soldiers, like, fuck you guys, and then just take off.
LA, yeah, I feel like you
You're
eventually
done.
get gridlocked.
You're
you know,
done.
it's just mainly streets, right?
That's it. On the backyard, and a helicopter will see me, and then I'll get tagged by a dog. New York, no one's walking around with canines.
Yeah.
Like this fool eats bagels and pizza like me every day. I'm gonna get away.
Yeah, you don't, and you know what's funny? You don't really ever see like high speed chases. I feel like that's a thing out here in Cali. You don't
Over
really
there,
see New York,
you
yeah.
can't. There's too much traffic.
Yeah, I've never seen a helicopter like go through the buildings.
I think I can get away.
Yeah,
Go into some like you ever see the Matrix when he's running away from the beginning? That's me. I think I can get away. I'm all slow, my back hurts, but I'm pretty sure.
out here in LA, I've done like enough YouTube research to come to the conclusion you either gotta go to the airport or you gotta go to like downtown LA
To escape.
Yeah,
You can't escape anywhere else. Downtown is one of the only places.
yeah,
It's impossible. You can't even do the wood. You can't do by the mountain, by the Hollywood sign, the little
Exactly.
caves, all that shit. You're done.
yeah,
Grand Theft Auto, dude. The 5 stars will go away underground.
yes.
That's it. Other
Go
than
through
that,
that
you're
one
done.
tunnel.
The one
They got
tunnel.
them one tunnels in LA
That's it.
too. That's downtown.
And that's the only way you can get away.
Yeah, and by the airport, it's the fact that the helicopters can't like get in the
can't
way with
go
like air
in.
traffic. Yeah,
Never thought about that.
Even on Grand Theft Auto, then
because even if well, I don't know if
I never pay attention to that. But
because they got that big ass tunnel before you hit LAX. If you like coming from like you're going northbound from like Imperial, there's a big tunnel you go under for like a mile. Like, well, you have your homie wait there. That probably wouldn't work out as seamless as that, but
I'll hop in my homie's trunk,
yeah, for sure,
dude.
Put on a wig real quick.
I will get away.
Yeah,
I will get away.
wig and sunglasses and a
A
shiesty.
wig, sunglasses, shave my head underneath so when I take it off, like he's bald. That's not him.
Yeah,
Dude, I will. That's why I said I'm so glad I'm not a gangbanger. I'm like, I'll murder all of you guys, especially in my town. But I'll hide in the fields for
What?
a day or two. Have someone pick me up.
Another timeline, you would have been a serial killer.
Oh no, I talk about it like, yo, you're so happy that I'm nice because, oh man, easy. I know where you work. Hide in your back seat. No one ever checks the back seat.
I do.
Would have had.
I do every time. Every time because of that movie, Urban Legend. When we were kids, I check a back seat.
I got this paranoia where every time I get to my crib, I like look at the car behind me.
Oh, the car behind you?
Yeah, there's just even if it's like Uber Eats or my neighbor, if there's like a car behind me, I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go spin the block again. I don't know about this one.
I check my house every time I get home. It's really shitty.
I
Once go to
replay Get
bed.
Rich or Die Trying movie every time I get out of the car. When I pull out
Every time you get a gym bag out.
exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Scanning around
No.
every time.
Rosie's long ass fucking dress. Every time I get home, I close my door. I search my entire closet. Behind the fucking long ass clothes, I'm like, oh wait, I have guns. What if he just takes it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
what if you just take what I protect myself with because I wasn't home? And the Sixth Sense, when he's just hiding and shoots him, I'm so scared. I check behind everything.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I check behind everything when I
Usually,
go
my
home.
whole scarecrow is I'll leave something nice in my living room.
If it's not there, you're good?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's there, I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'm not worried about the thief. I'm worried about the guy going.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Remember fucking Steve McNair from the fucking Tennessee Titans? That's how he went out. Fucking girl was waiting in his closet when he came home, blasting him. No thanks. And it's not gonna be a girl. It's gonna be some weirdo.
Yeah.
I've seen Sixth Sense.
To be someone who didn't get their hoodie on time or something
For
like that.
real, people are weird.
Crash outs.
But anyway, speaking of clothes and being in closets, this gay dude. No, I'm just kidding. But no, not the closets. I do check shit. Fuck that, dude. There's guns. Just take. What if they just took mine? I just don't want to wake up to the. So I have to check everything. I have a. Let's just get onto it. Clothes. What's next? Nothing personal. What's the next thing on the rise?
We have a really big, dope collab coming in the summertime. Really excited for it. I can't announce it yet just because
Don't.
I don't know if someone's going to like
Somebody
slap
fuck it
my
up.
hand over it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But we got that. We're actually doing PuffCon again this year, so I'm pretty excited about that. Teaming up with somebody dope. We're
The
gonna
volcano shit last year was tight.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So I'm glad that like Puffco was able to identify that, and you know, just off of like the whole moment. When I got there, I didn't know that this booth I had was gonna be so removed from like the actual festival. I was concerned. I was like going through when we first got there. I'm like, damn, this ain't gonna work out. I started having people like walk around with the Puffcano in the marketplace, just to kind of get people to come back. But Ended up being my best pop up ever. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd find this in like a puff con, you know. But we found our purpose there, and I'm really excited to double down this year and show people what we're really about. Along with that, we're releasing products every month. And we're posting one later on this week.
Nice.
For first week of May or last week of April.
Oh well, this comes out next Tuesday.
Okay, so y'all probably already seen it already. It's the Patero car, man, the push and pass. Make sure y'all go ahead and get that.
What is it?
It's gonna be pretty much like a Patero cart, like the ice cream. You know what I mean? That as a compartmented ashtray. We have
Sick.
2 containers, one for your roaches and one for your ash. And yes, it does push.
Sick.
You know what I'm saying? That's like
the
I've
shit you
always
put on your
wanted.
desk. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted something that like you could just have fun. I think like a big factor of these ashtrays that we're developing now is like they almost like fidgets. You know what I mean? You want to have fun with it. You almost want to play with it while you're not smoking. But we have that coming out and a lot of apparel for the month of May. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
But we're just always trying to push the envelope, as you were saying, just trying to find more purposes that we could serve within our community. Like, okay, cool, let's release this product, let's be the home of that product. Like, we really killed it with our laundry bags.
I have them right down my living room.
I love them to death.
Yeah.
What?
In my living
They
room.
are so strong.
I packed the shit out of it. Didn't rip. I did expect I hope it.
Yeah. One stitch away.
It worked. It's fine.
Oh God, bro, I be dragging that thing upstairs, bro. What? But it's items like that inspire me to think harder and think better, because it's like, cool, if you're able to communicate with something like that, something that there was never no cool laundry bag. Supreme has never released one. You never seen a Balenciaga one. I'm just trying to genuinely serve a purpose in somebody's life. Cool, I did it with that. Let me find other places. So that's really what you're gonna continuously see from me. Is just making sure that we solve for X and do that.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Good shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
man.
fun.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
appreciate.
dude. So nothing personal. You only on your website, right?
Yes.
All right.
The nothingpersonalshop.com. Yeah.
Nothing else, right? You can't get nowhere else. And if it is,
No.
it's fucking fake.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple resellers.
Well,
Shouts to my reseller
Not resellers,
community.
but there's no retail.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right, just in case, because I saw you at the trade show with them with your shit as examples.
Oh yeah, that was wild. Yeah, a couple months ago, I went to a trade show in Vegas. It was for like Chinese manufacturers. We were just doing our rounds, and I saw a vendor. They had literally a thermal that we had made. He didn't make it, but he had a bootleg version of that same thermal. I couldn't believe it. It was a cool moment I had.
It hurts my heart when I see my own shit ripped off. Not because I'm losing money. It's more of, if your shit sucks, people think that's what I make. That's the only reason I get pissed off about bootlegs. Like when I see my shit and I see it all the fucking time. It's like, dude, that's a trash blank. And now you look at me and go, oh, I got one of those shirts that fucking faded. That's because you bought it off Amazon. Amazon keeps selling my shit. Yeah. Like you said, it's cease and desist. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No. I had dropped a Perk 30 jersey in 2019, went like uber viral. What hella people copped it. It's all over Amazon and the TikTok shop now. People just have their own interpretations on it. You know what I mean? I kind of accept it is what it is, but I've learned that it's tougher to fake the products because with apparel, I see a creator post something on Instagram. You could technically screenshot that shit, deep fry it, purify it on Photoshop and send it to your printer. They do that to my shirts all the time. But when it comes to like a custom ashtray, a wall clock,
Too much effort.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's very niche, and there's no real incentive for the bootlegger to make that. It's way more heavy lifting than it is a click print on a DCG printer.
It's true. I mean,
So
we get played like that.
yeah.
But it is what it is. Like it's flattery, I guess, because damn, that shit's popping so hard. We got to make that, but it still bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah. Last year was our most successful year, so I really gave it an opportunity for me to learn about myself, and I started marking down what were the 20 best items that sold. The top 6 were all products still. You know what I mean? So it made me realize that you need to just keep doubling down, but still keeping that there's quality control, but there needs to be creative control. You know what I mean? Just making sure that it hits that quality. Well, I guess that is QC. But you know, it makes sure it hits that like that A+ metric every single time. You know,
like you said earlier, would I buy this every single time I go out?
Rule
Would I buy this?
number 1.
Or can I get in the head of somebody that would? Because I sell blunt shirts. I don't smoke blunts.
Yeah,
but I know motherfuckers that do. Almost everybody. I'm like, oh, that's who I'm making it for. I'm trying to make like if I'm walking into Zoomies and I'm like 18, I'm like, I need that fucking shirt. Right, that one. I remember that. I remember it's being like in all aspects, at a shop, at an event. So like, would I spend the money if I only had $30? Would I buy this? Yes, I would. And that's when you know you win. Yeah,
fuck yeah,
that's some real shit, man. But I appreciate y'all inviting me. What I've been seeing this show for a minute. I'm super thankful.
Thanks for coming through, dude. And I was trying to explain earlier, like I had you like, what do you do in a nutshell? I would say this. It's a culture curator. That's
Thank
what
you
doing
so much.
right now,
I like
dude.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to Marty. I'm like, think of LA and just think of like art, but it means fashion, but also it's hard to actually put a stamp on what you do because it's not just clothes. It's not what it is. You're not just a clothing designer.
You know what? And you did fuck my head up when you told me like, yo, like what LA brand were you inspired by? Because it made me really think like, wait a second, there ain't nobody who's made this shit. I never really like.
It's your own thing.
I never consciously thought about that. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's Joey chairs and there's Steve ashtrays out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there was never somebody that I was able to pinpoint and be like, cool, they make their ashtrays just like them. They make a laundry bag like them. Oh, this guy kills it at wall clocks.
No way.
The next wall clock. No,
they can't be. And if it is, then you wouldn't be here.
No, I would be behind.
You would already stop something.
For sure.
Yeah, and for everyone out there, like when we say like, oh, the Supreme model. I say the Supreme model in the like terms of scarcity. Nothing else. Like I'm not trying to like do their box logo. I don't want to make a brick. I don't want to do what they're doing. But in terms of scarcity and making yourself not super available. But at the same time, I make a lot of shirts because I don't want people to be like, oh, it's gone. Like, let me make more of that. I do reprints. Fuck that. Only thing I do is like on items, like, oh, there's only fucking 300. I'm not making it again. Yeah. That's in the terms of scarcity is the only reason I say Supreme model. Like,
oh yeah, no, that's still a thing. Like,
yeah,
my the Becky ashtray, that thing sold out. I'm not.
Keep selling it.
Exactly.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You could reprint that shit over and over and over.
I've been tested. It's a hot button. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can sell 500 right now.
Yeah, shit. Go get that.
Yeah, come with something else.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so nothingpersonal.shop.com.
The nothingpersonalshop.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Blazzys with a S, BLAZZYS. And the Instagram for that, for my brand is Nothing Personal Shop. Appreciate y'all, man.
Afghan Sandblaster.
Oh, God.
We learned a lot
the
today,
one
guys.
and only, man. The who blast Sam, my boy. Yes, way.
So what was the sandblasting move?
All right, I'll end it on this. It's pretty nasty, and it doesn't reflect on who I am at all. If the Arabian didn't already like answer that question for you, but it's like
dirt, a lot of dirt involved.
Yeah, a girl like shits on you or something like that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Some shit where it's real hot and the sun's out, like some nasty. Arabian sand.
Hey, I was 12, 13.
Was on Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, for sure. Well, Ebaums, all that.
Ebaums World was this shit. Remember the game section when the games came out?
Yeah.
I played this shit.
I should not have been playing those anime games when I was like in 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? They had some funky games on that platform. Or Newgrounds, all that.
Like Rotten.com. I was on
Oh, God. Yeah.
I still remember some of that shit.
Oh, yeah. My ears are still ringing from Live Leak.
Oh, yeah. Live Leak, I found later on in life. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't need to see your wars.
Cartel.
I don't need to see any of that shit. I can still think of the Russian one.
Yeah.
Thought it was fake until I was like, oh, that's the sound of a voice leaving someone's body. Oh, don't tell me that. I'm gone. And we put Mr. Brightside, the Killers, back on. I was like, yeah, drinking Mad Dogs. Like,
you just
do this.
Brought me back.
Yeah,
oh my God,
can't do it. Now it's just called Twitter. But you know, Live Leak, like, no, you log into Twitter. The first video. Do you want to follow Kim Kardashian? Do you want to see a beheading? For real, dude, they do. Yeah, I'm good on Twitter. Thanks, Elon Musk.
Oh God.
All right, Marty. Thank you so much for being here.
Guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah, dog.
Thank you. This was fun. Guys, been the Blazzy episode. This has been a little over 2 hours.
Sir.
240?
No way.
Yeah.
We could talk. We some yappers.
Oh, fuck.
thought it was an hour 20.
I thought it was like an hour something. So, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. This has been the Dope as Usual podcast.
Yeah.
Have a dope ass day.
Good
Dude.
episode, guys.
Damn, dude, that flew by.
That's a chunky
really
episode
did.
right there.